Welcome to another episode of Blacksmith and the Tech Guy, episode 5. Thank you for finding us and wherever you found us on the corner of the internet. My name is Will Branson. I'm a full-time blacksmith instructor and also a maker of things of steel and other metals. This is Tab, the Tech Guy. He's a tech guy. Does techie stuff. Tech guy. Yep. So we look at a variety of topics, stuff that goes on within the week, everything from tech to gaming to politics to basically just the entire world around us and stuff that interests us. We talk about it and have it in a variety of mediums so you can consume. So if you think we earned it, you can subscribe to the channel, give us a like. If you have questions or comments, leave it below or send us an email at theblacksmithandthetechguy@gmail.com.
Right on. Okay.
Right on.
Well, hope everybody's doing well. What do you want to jump into first today? Let's see. We have
all kinds of stuff going on.
Looks like we got stuff in quite a bit of categories. So
we want to break the ice. We got Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
I think that's a good idea. I'm a fan of any musician who does it on their own. Right? That's a massive respect. So he's been a controversial, artist, but usually all the good ones are, right? So,
I'm not subbed on this channel, so now we are.
There we are.
Controversial. I mean, we can see Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, right.
She did a hip-hop song with him. It's great. I don't know if anybody's seen it or not. It's hilarious, okay?
Well, and what's awesome? He's not afraid to poke fun at himself, which is awesome.
Yeah, 100%. This is his wife here, Nova Rockefeller.
Yeah, nice.
She directs all the videos.
Right.
So it is just those two,
right.
Doing these. And he's done some stuff with another really, one of my other really just favorite artists, and I would say probably people really going right now, because he also makes U.S. made clothing, which is Adam Calhoun right here.
Oh, gotcha.
So they've done a bunch of, it's very American themed songs,
nice.
Right?
Cool.
Patriotic songs or kicking the narrative,
right.
The standard narrative. So you can see.
Well, if you're going to explore stuff, if you're going to explore a topic, properly, you really have to bump up against those guardrails, on what's acceptable. So he definitely does that. So he said we had a new song out, so let's take a look at that. It's called Can't Cancel All of Us. So, oh boy, I wonder what this is about. All right. Well, no.
Thank you. Oh, we have...
there we go.
I was going to say, there's an ad on this one, because I don't have a thing going. Anyway.
No comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... hopefully we don't get an ad in the middle of this song.
Oh, boy. Well.
That would suck bad.
There's a...
I can actually, you know what I can do?
Cut button for a reason.
Yeah. All right,
here we go. Let's play the song.
Tom McDonald.
Yep.
They told me, be a man, boy, tough enough. Then they let women become men. They tricked me. They told me, speak your mind if you're brave enough. And I spoke up and I got canceled quickly.
I can appreciate this is a much different tone from a lot of his other music. Very much more, I don't want to say musical, much more instrumental, much more toned down, folky, which I like. He sounds good.
Yeah, his last song as well was acoustic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's a good one as well. Yeah. We might have to play a little clip of a lot of his stuff, what's leading up into this, just so people can hear what he's generally like, maybe.
Right. Yep.
Because he's not usually like this.
A lot more electronics sounds and beats and things like that.
He's hip hop. He's a hip hop artist.
Hip hop artist, right? Yeah, that gives right. All right, let's go back to it.
We're always too young and too nice, and now we're too old and too white. Either too left or too right. Well, we're speaking our minds tonight. 'Cause you can't cancel all.
That's great. Michael Knowles.
That's funny. Makes great cigars.
Speaking of, he did also do a song with.
Did he?
Who did he do a song with?
I know he did a song with Tim Pool.
Yeah, he did. Right, and Tim Pool, and didn't he do a song with
something?
Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah, he did. Tom McDonald
did
something with Ben Shapiro, right?
So
Michael Knowles makes fantastic cigars. They're Dawn and Dusk are the two flavors I've tried. Off subject. I love cigars, so maybe we should add that as like a review. Like, so that would be cool to do one time.
You could always do that. Yeah, anytime you want to.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll do a
Toss one
cigar
in.
review. Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe we'll do that in a future episode. If you want to see what I like with cigars and how I rate them, make a comment. We'll go through that. Maybe that's something we'll go through. So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, good cigars. The Dusk are a little too strong for me.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. The Dawns are just perfect. I loved the Dawn cigars. I would smoke those all day, every day. That was almost the perfect cigar. So, yep. Anyway.
Okay, let's jump back in. I'm gonna
Jump back into song.
pull back a little bit.
Yeah, now that we've gone off track. That's
John Rich.
Yeah, I'm Big and Rich.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
It's quite true.
Be a man, boy, just like your dad. That told me everything I am is toxic. They said the color of your skin doesn't make you bad, but mine makes me racist. Got it. We were always
No.
too weak.
I gotta say I like the message.
Yeah,
I like the
color of
message so
skin
far.
doesn't make you bad.
It's a creative way to say, like, just accept people for who they are.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
absolutely. I love it. Love the message.
And he's playing one of my maybe least favorite acoustic brands.
Really? It's pretty guitar.
It's beautiful. Not a fan of Fender acoustics, generally speaking.
Yeah.
That one's probably out of the price range of the Fenders I've played, though,
All right.
to be honest.
They
So
make a hell of a bass, though.
make a good bass and they make a great guitar.
Yeah.
But, and I'm sure that acoustic's great. Just,
So what you're saying is you never played, like...
I mean, I've picked up at Guitar Center the expensive acoustics while they're eyeballing me like, please, dirtbag, put them down. But I just prefer the sound of a Gibson. Or even I have a Carvin back there, and honestly a Yamaha.
Yeah.
I love the Yamaha Redline series.
No.
So,
Oh.
but yeah, they're not. They weren't bad, but I
Right.
haven't. It's been a lot of years.
No.
Sounds good here.
Afraid,
No.
and now we're too male and too straight. You're either too real or too fake. Well, we're speaking our minds today.
Oh, boy.
They definitely have been trying.
No. Kevin Sorbo.
Yep, love Kevin Sorbo.
Hercules.
Yep.
And that's go back. That was that's the dude from Pawn Stars. Let's see.
Let's see if we can go back to it. No, I didn't go back far
Yeah,
enough.
that's the dude from Pawn Stars over there.
That's Kevin Sorbo. right
That's
there.
Kevin Sorbo. It's Hercules.
Yeah, I love Kevin Sorbo.
Him. That's somebody. That is that's the actor from, he's in some 80 movies. That's the guy from Hackers. He's
Hackers.
the tall, skinny hacker that's the friend.
No.
There's four. That's him.
That is?
That's got to be
Skeet
him.
Ulrich?
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Look it up. It's got to be.
Oh gosh, I have to see it. We're gonna have to check. So
We're gonna have to check. Sorry.
Quick detour.
Quick detour. Because he's a comedian now, and he's kind of like rejecting the whole stoner like persona that he used to have. Right? He said
out.
it's funny. He never smoked weed before, but he was just so good at being. Oh yeah, like he was in Scream also, right?
Yeah, he was in Scream,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yep.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you should ask Rock. Google doesn't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I'm sorry, human. I don't speak English.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to find out here. I can't go to just Grok because they really need to fix that. Come on.
You got to go to X
Gotta
first.
go to X and then go to Grok instead of just Grok. I used to just go to Grok. back
Can't
in
you
the
have
day.
the app on your computer, or is it on the phone only?
I don't know. Actually, maybe I'm the dumb one. It's
Yeah, it
probably
could be.
me.
Yeah.
It's usually me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Skeet Ulrich. Oh, what celebrities?
We're in Tom McDonald's.
Oh boy.
Cancel
Oh boy.
all of us. Tom. Whoa! What the heck happened there?
McDonald's.
Oh boy!
Oh,
whatever.
McDonald
It'll
S.
get it. McDonald's. All right. So let's see. We got yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Large Michael
Yes.
Moore, Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. Benny Johnson. Yeah. Okay. I'm not seeing Skeet Ulrich.
That looked like him, dude. I could have swore.
Yeah. I don't think so. He's skinnier.
Pick up a picture of him. pick up a recent picture of him. Because I saw him on a couple of podcasts.
I'm thinking of the wrong dude?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, dude, I'm totally thinking of the wrong guy. Oh my gosh, duh. It's because of Scream. Right. That's why. Is because Billy is Skeet Ulrich.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
Come on. I knew that, and I don't know what it's Matt Dillon, right? No, not Matt Dillon.
I don't know his name, or I would have said it.
Oh my gosh, Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon's from what do you call it? Oh my gosh, dude!
IMDb.
Wild Things.
I don't know. I'm horrible. That's why I don't know him. Is because I don't
Something
know
About
actors
Mary.
and actresses.
Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon's from Something About Mary.
Let's see here. We're on IMDb. We'll pull up.
There it is. Matthew Lillard. It's Matthew Lillard. That's who you're talking about.
Is that? Are you sure that's the right
Yeah, 100%.
Because he was like, he played.
Yeah, it's It's Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, he played Shaggy in Scooby Doo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh. It looks like him though, man. Yeah, that's him. It looks like him though.
We're gonna find out here. We're gonna pull a picture. Yeah.
Without glasses.
Don't think so.
New one without glasses.
Yeah, that would be him like today. Yeah, he kind of has hair.
Look at that one though. Look. He doesn't have a beard though. Yeah, go. Let's pull up a picture and then. Well, see, nobody on the podcast can see that.
There's no way. That dude's way bigger, dude. Matthew Lillard's skinny.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah, no.
Everybody wasn't watching us do the search.
No, nobody watched this here. Sorry. But this is all the stuff that we pulled up here.
So there was Laura Trump, Michael Knowles, Roseanne Barr, John Rich, Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, Benny Johnson.
I don't know him too much. Lacey Evans. I don't know. No. Scotty Too Hottie? Nope.
Tito Ortiz in? I didn't notice Tito Ortiz, but he must not be in it yet.
We haven't got to it yet. Yeah, probably.
Right. Huh, and then, of course, I asked if Skeet Ulrich was
that.
in.
That's not Benny Johnson or anybody.
No, it's not Benny Johnson.
Okay. I don't know. Let's play it again.
I'm back.
Almost positive.
We're going to pull back to Kevin.
Yeah. Hercules. I'd almost put money on that. It was him. See, they didn't say anything about him either.
Yeah, that's true.
My job away for something I may have said online, but you can't control a man who won't comply.
Quite true.
And you can call me every name that you might think will hurt my pride, but if you think you're stopping me, you're out your mind.
Huh.
'Cause you can't.
There's Tito.
There's Tito Ortiz. That's what's her name? She's the lady who, gosh, what is her name? She wore AK-47 to her graduation, high school graduation, or is it college graduation? She has a pretty big YouTube channel, Liberty something or other.
Oh, is she the interviewer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I know who that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I feel horrible about it, but yeah, she does a lot of man on the street stuff.
Yes.
Or woman on the street stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And Tito, I'm not a humongous fan of Tito Ortiz, but I was a fan of him when he was a UFC fighter, of course, and some of his antics I didn't love, but I do think that he's pretty interesting dude. There's some famous clips of him. I love MMA. Just so everybody knows, it's something else I should talk about on this MMA every once in a while because I love it. But he was like, he was famous in the cage. He was like, you have to give 110%, 100% of the time, like stuff like that. Like he's like way over the top. And there was a famous shot of him. They were like, okay, throw a left hook, and he threw a right hook. And we're talking about like. Well, they were filming a commercial, and he kept doing it, I guess. Yeah. It's hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But he was a hell of a fighter, so it doesn't really matter if you don't know your left from right.
Gosh, what's her name? I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That's Benny.
Yeah.
That's Benny. Sorry.
Yeah.
They kind of look similar, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know who that was. I know that's Brian Callen.
Right, so it didn't list everybody.
No, and Brian Callen's huge, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be Matthew Lillard. You never know.
Okay, wait. It says more down the bottom.
Yeah, it doesn't. I read that. New album coming out on the 25th. So
That's a good song, man.
let's see.
Let's give it a rating.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first. How many?
I'm gonna say, I like the song and I like the message, and it is a little catchy, but I don't know if it's got the punch of his usual songs. So I don't know if it's gonna stick. So as a message, you know, and a song, gosh, as a message, I'm gonna give it a 10. That's in the song. As a song standalone, minus the message, I'll probably give it an 8, just because it's catchy, but it's like forgettable. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. I feel like I'm probably gonna sing that in my head several times. The chorus, nice and catchy. I like the song a lot. I would say.
Oh, me too. I did. I like the song a lot.
I enjoy his. I'm coming around to his acoustic material, and it's poppy a little bit for me, a little too poppy for me. But yeah, I'd say an 8, a solid 8, for sure. He's released 30 albums.
Wow.
So
he's
now,
a worker,
and
man.
what's crazy is if you don't know how many number 2s.
Yeah.
I should have clarified that.
He should have had a lot more number 1s than...
he has no backing.
Right.
0 backing.
Well, there's a lot of songs that he should have had number 1 that they didn't give to him for, you know, because he's not the in crowd, you know.
So here we go.
Yeah.
So... Oh, can't cancel all this. Top iTunes song charts.
Nice.
Boom.
Congrats,
there you
man. Congrats, Tom.
So You're America, American Flags, that's a great song. You're America, American Flags, those are both great songs.
Yeah.
Goodbye Joe with Nova. You Missed, Ghost, Fake Woke.
Yeah.
That's a lot of his regular materials, like Fake Woke, right? So that type of stuff.
I gotta say, I'm trying to think of my favorite song that I
just
think
failed
he's done.
here.
What's that?
And I cannot believe that I'm still on this channel.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this here, and we'll pull it back up.
Okay.
What were you saying?
No, I'm trying to think of what my favorite song is of his. I've got a lot, because a lot of them... Oh, gosh.
Yeah, 123,000 likes, dude.
Excuse me.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a good one. Gosh, I can't think off the top of my head.
It's insane.
I'm trying to remember. Dang. That's all right.
He's got 5 million subs.
All right.
I mean, it's pretty epic, right?
Yeah, no, it's I'm glad he was able to build this kind of an empire by himself with him and his wife, you know. Anybody who's not kind of talented, because we both knew musicians that were great, that were kind of held back. Like, initially they give you a boost in your career, but once you do get to that point, you're held back. You know, it's an anchor around your neck when you get to a certain point.
Well, and he was really had an issue with alcohol, and that's his whole thing is Hangover Gang,
right?
Hog.
But what's his name from Stain talked about it a lot too. It's not. I want to say Adam Calhoun, but that's not it. It's
Aaron Lewis?
Aaron Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
He talked about that a lot too, about how, you know, he's got a song about it. You know, a lot of musicians do.
Song.
Yeah.
He had some serious problems with it, and
he
got out of that. Some of his earlier stuff is really good. But you know, White Boys is good. Everything really, I liked everything he's pretty much done,
right,
for the most part. But his normal stuff, it's a lot more. Well, here's a Slim Shady diss right here.
Is it? Yeah, I am.
It's not really a diss, actually. He's not dissing him. He's talking to him.
Now that
like,
you said
hey,
that,
what happened?
One of my favorite songs is when he went after Lethal. What's his name?
Are you talking about Tom McDonald?
Yeah. He did
Mac Lethal.
Mac Lethal. He went after Mac Lethal and kind of buried him. That was just for the sheer comedy aspect of it. It was pretty hilarious, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been it's an interesting ride. I mean, we can see, so like this straight white male, right? Like this is when Mac Lethal sucks. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right there, right? Like
well, he did 2 of them. Like,
sad
it was
rappers,
weird.
You know, hell of it. This is all politically incorrect.
Right.
Wow, he looks young right there.
Yeah.
This is stuff when I really first started listening to him was right around
7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like
White
that.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's the first song that I ever saw from him, and I thought it was very interesting because it reminded me of Joyner Lucas. I don't know if anybody knows who that is or not, but he's a hip hop artist.
Right.
Joyner Lucas did something similar to this,
gotcha.
to this song right here, and I listened to that and I liked this better, and I was like, oh, it's pretty interesting. So I listened to everything he ever did.
Right.
After
and
that.
what's crazy if you hear about some of Tom McDonald's songs later with the whole Mac Lethal thing, like he actually raps about like, I didn't know the power I had and I ruined his life and I feel bad about it today.
Yeah, I know.
And it sucks, man, having to carry that. But interesting. Yeah, not to diss that dude, but you know.
Here we can listen to a little. You want to listen to a little of what he usually does? I mean, maybe 30
America.
seconds.
Let's pick America. I think.
Where's the American one?
Right there.
See it?
The American flag, right there.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
I don't either, to tell you the truth. So what if it's not like it?
Yeah. Could be.
Lately, USA is getting scarier.
It's like
After
it.
the Americans, I see all hate America.
Yeah.
They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us
No
and
quarter.
kneel for the flag
Never
and salt
noticed
the
that.
soldiers that we're burying. I'm tired of the pissing and complaining. Why you living in America if all you do is hate it? You think it's brave?
So this is normal.
Yeah.
This is normal Tom McDonald. This
So
is
Nova
usually what
does
it sounds like.
Nova does his beats, right?
Yeah, she does the
No.
beats and she produces the beats and directs the videos.
Videos, yeah. She does a hell of a job for him.
Yeah, she does.
Talented.
To take a stand against the nation, real bravery is dying for the right so you can say it. Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing, it's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage. I can't help
it's
it, I
quite
just
true.
seem to see the world different.
Yeah, we just talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
Right? Destroying tradition.
Right. And this is the thing, man. It doesn't matter
He's
what.
Canadian, by the way.
It's crazy, isn't it? The thing, it doesn't matter what genre of music that it is. I appreciate storytellers.
Yeah, me too.
Like, that's it. Like, if you're playing country, if you're doing, like, Southern rock, if you're doing hip-hop, like, if you're telling a story and you're creating a narrative, like, that's worth its weight in gold, you know, to me anyway, as somebody who appreciates music. So
Yeah, 100%. I'm a big fan of. Well, I've always liked hip hop a lot, and because it always tells a story, right? And so does in country as well. I've always loved country,
right?
Because it tells a story. So yeah, it's one of the greatest strengths, I think. Yeah, he was born in Canada.
Yeah,
he's a U.S. citizen today, but yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Crazy. Yeah, no, it's great.
It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness. The internet is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't like it, leave.
That's
We
very
will
true.
not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me.
Yeah.
In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice.
That's great. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag.
Yep.
Yeah, go do that in China.
Yeah, right.
See how it turns out.
Right, absolutely. No, that's good, man.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a quick.
Yeah,
we don't have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that kind of shows like his talent as a musician, that he can jump around and make good sounding music in different, veins.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hats off to him. Good job, dude.
Yeah, good job.
All right. So let's see. I guess that kind of gives a good segue. Yeah, absolutely. So we can pause it if you need to.
That don't matter.
Okay. All right. With that, I guess we'll jump. It's kind of a good segue. Jump over to some like current events and politics and that kind of stuff. I had a story that I found that I wanted to show to Tab that I found quite interesting this week, and it's kind of in our region of the United States, so it's kind of relevant to us at home. We're based out of northern Idaho, but Washington's fairly close. Has to do with a current issue that Seattle's having with tax revenue. So They currently have had some issues with the city in regards to a lot of different companies, because it's a big tech sector hub. Amazon was trying to get stuff going there, and like the city just kept leaning on these people and like bleeding them for taxes. So the Seattle mayor recently this week revealed that the city itself collected $47 million less in just payroll taxes.
Wow, that's from people leaving?
That's from people leaving. So them collecting taxes from just payroll. That's not property tax. That's just the city. That's just payroll tax.
Well, imagine that, because they have, I think, one of the highest. They have higher property tax rate than anybody. They don't have state tax. So
the $47 million that city has lost last year, that doesn't include property tax. That doesn't include sales tax that they've lost. That's only in payroll taxes that they've missed year to year.
That's a lot.
An insane amount for a city to not collect. That just, I mean, man, how many people? I mean, I put it in perspective, right? Because I want to be even, equal on both sides here. There's a lot of tech bros and stuff that live in Seattle. So
it's a very, 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 very rich area.
A lot of crypto billionaires.
And then what does this mean exactly? Like, is the state losing it or just the city?
The city.
Because if it's the city losing it, they may be moving. Like, I was just out there in Bellevue. Mm-hmm. And Bellevue's, it's right across a pond.
Right. Yeah.
Literally like a little pond, right? Like there's Lake Washington, I believe.
Right.
What it's across from. And it's very nice.
Right.
It's high class. It's clean. I didn't see a single zombie. I didn't see a single hobo walking around. I didn't see any drug addicts. I didn't see anything like that. No riffraff.
Right.
No madness. Just working people. It was odd to me. It was kind of a shock, because there's so many human beings. But say they move from Seattle to there, right? Then that city loses it.
Right.
And Bellevue PD, I actually saw a story on them that they mandate that their police officers learn jiu-jitsu.
Interesting.
Which I pretty much think if you're a police officer and you're going to grapple.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So it says here in the story that the Seattle City Council said last year they collected $400 million in revenue from the tax, but instead they only brought in $360 million. So that's a hefty decrease in 1 year.
Yeah, $40 million.
Payroll deficit adds $260 million budget deficit. So the city of Seattle is $260 million in debt. Holy cow. Man, what that's a lot of money for a city. I wonder
what, if we can compare this real quick. Let me drop this here. Well, where's Grocky Poo? There's Grocky Poo.
Compare it to what?
What does Seattle.
Cool, there you go.
Pay annually. Not pay annually.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of.
I'm lost. I don't know what your thought process is.
You don't? How do you not know what I'm thinking? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Spend on their homeless issues.
Oh yeah.
Every year.
Right.
I couldn't think of how to word it for a second. It's been a long day of sleeping.
Yeah.
Not really. I had to work today. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Seattle's annual spending on homeless issues varies depending on the budget year and specific initiatives. For 2025, the adopted budget for the Human Services Department allocates $139 million specifically for addressing homelessness.
Well,
okay.
I mean, you're going to spend some of that as a city, right?
260.
Seems like a lot.
Now we're down to 120 million.
Right.
Right. 120 plus the 47 we just lost. But I guarantee you, they should just tack that 47 million onto this.
Right.
Because that's probably why people are leaving.
Oh yeah. Last time I went to the city was about 4 or 5 years ago. So I've spent 2 trips to Seattle.
Was it with me?
Yeah. I went to the zoo.
Okay, well that was 5 years.
5 years ago.
Yep,
so
5 years.
First time I went to Seattle was, I believe it was 2001, 2002 is when I took a trip out there, and me and the wife spent a considerable amount of time out there. Just because we were going on a trip, and I had always gone to Seattle, the music scene there, all that kinds of stuff, the grunge scene and all that's kind of where I wanted to go and check it out. So I spent some time in the city, and I couldn't believe it. I fell in love with the city of Seattle. then, because it was clean. The folks were nice. It was just an amazing, mind-blowing city, because where we were from in California, it was kind of the opposite, LA and San Diego was a little different, but if you went to LA, if you went to San Francisco, it was just dirty, glum, it wasn't nice. But just how they were able to keep that city so beautiful was just amazing. And then we went back 5 years ago.
Because it rains a lot.
And it might be.
That's why it's bad.
But we went back 5 years ago, and that city was just destroyed. I couldn't believe it. It was just heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking. Yeah. So what are you looking up now?
I was just looking at, so this is like, I was looking at drug-related policies.
Oh, gotcha.
That isolate single line.
I have no idea. I have no doubt that had something to do with it. They're changing
the Human Services Department here.
Right.
But then look at their Seattle invests directly in drug-specific programs 2023.
Right.
$7 million. But here, public safety budget, $413 million.
Wow.
In 2025.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a big budget for a mayor that doesn't want police.
Right. That's
odd.
Yeah, it's odd.
Wow.
It's heartbreaking, because I have no doubt that that's probably had something to do with the decline in, what's the word I'm looking for? The decline in, atmosphere in the city, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Let's see what a patrol officer's salary is. Out of that, just curious. $103,000 a year. They have to. Okay, that's not bad.
Which boosted from $83,000 because they couldn't get anybody.
Yeah,
right.
Well, because the mayor doesn't want them there.
Right. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's a rough. Let's look at the statement that they said. So the council member issued a statement. Today's announcement: revenues collected in 24, 47 million lower. Requires action to ensure budget remains balanced. But
it's not balanced.
It's not balanced. You're $260 million in the hole.
Oh,
Jesus, I love politicians, don't you? The statement also continued, we also know the news only adds to the significant negative impacts for future years when combined with President Trump's actions. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's about your city. It's not about President Trump. Don't pack the buck.
Well, a lot of it has to do with because he's going to remove funding for sanctuary cities. And they don't want to lose their sanctuary city status.
They don't want to lose their money, their federal funding for all that stuff. How much money do they get for that? Yeah. Yeah, I can understand the tariffs, right? I mean, being fair, I can understand the tariffs.
You're wrong. But Grok knows me
because there is a big port in Seattle, so the tariffs are going to affect it. Yeah, for sure,
one way or another.
To be fair,
I mean, it doesn't even make a dent if that's the truth. Let's see. Seattle's drafting an annual action plan outlines about $29 million in federal grants from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, $32 million in community. So, we have 29 plus 22, plus 2.9 plus 900,000 plus 3.8.
So 15 million.
Well, because we have to housing opportunities for persons with AIDS. Stop putting needles in your arm.
Right.
Or never mind.
Right. Or going into the park and meeting people in the middle of the night.
Yeah. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because that stuff swells up this.
What an ad. That's hilarious.
The American Rescue Plan provided Seattle with $300 million in COVID-19 relief funds that I'm sure you dispersed to a nice, beautiful yacht.
All right.
We also got that COVID relief here. Coeur d'Alene City took it even though nobody wanted them to.
Right, because all the strings attached.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yep. Okay. And politicians see free money and they don't look
baseline HUD funding of $29 million. Wow. Transportation grants of $50 to $70 million.
So they could have been around $100 million. Oh, what's that? Interesting. Yeah. Anyway.
What's a total estimate for 2024 instead of a broken down estimate, Grok?
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just sad to see because I
talk like my doctor.
I talk like your doctor?
No, Grok.
Gotcha.
It's like, what's a total estimate? Here's 14 other things.
Right.
Or maybe it'll total at the bottom. Total it faster. Let's go.
Yeah.
$175, $250 million, leaning toward $200 million.
Yeah. From the federal
as a
government.
Midpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. $200 million. So that is why they don't worry.
Right.
Generally, because they're only $60 million over budget. See.
Right.
Because the government. City. Yeah, the federal government's going to cover the 200.
Right.
And then they'll sell crack on the street for the other 60. Well, they just give it out free.
Or the fentanyl in the fentanyl. Right in the ports.
The problem is you can only sell so much because everybody's dead.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
If we could just figure out how to tax that, I mean,
I just, it's sad to see. Was my whole point. That's sad to see
terrible.
that a beautiful city like that's getting mismanaged, and just to watch it crumble in real time is just, it's heartbreaking.
No, I loved L.A. Loved it, Los Angeles, growing up, and it's a armpit.
Well, you know what? I used to like, not L.A., but, I guess it's isolated a little bit. Like, Huntington was nice, but that even wasn't,
That's where Tito Ortiz grew up.
Yeah.
From our last little area.
Huntington, Balboa area.
I love
beautiful.
Newport.
Yeah,
Love Newport Beach, the Ledge, Laguna. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Southern California's nice.
Yeah.
That part of it.
The weather is nice.
The weather's wonderful.
But, now you can't even enjoy the weather anymore because it's like clouds of hot smoke and, drug dealers flopping around.
To be fair, I was just out there. It was very nice where I was. I was in the Irvine bubble.
Okay.
It's very nice in the Irvine bubble.
That's it. That's why we lasted as long as we did there. We lived in Loma Linda for
they
quite
lived
years.
in an armpit.
So there was a Loma Linda bubble, and then it was just like
not really
Mad Max around.
It was like
Loma Linda,
kind of a bubble. I lived in Ventura when we left,
yeah.
kind of, which is nice.
Yeah,
and still relatively okay. Probably, I was out there in 2019. It was still nice.
Yeah,
but outside of that.
Remember Orange?
I didn't stop through there.
Orange,
but I was just out there in Orange, and it's they've cleaned it up a lot.
Have they?
Oh yeah,
man, when I was last out there in 2019, it was an armpit, man.
Yeah, we went to Target off of Harbor.
Yeah,
and there was one or two zombies, but when I was out there in 2019, there was 50.
Yeah.
An encampment, like a camp behind it, and that was all gone.
It's the Santa Ana River, I remember when I went out there.
They cleaned all that up.
There was miles of just tents. Miles.
By clean up, I mean they gave them tickets to go to other places.
All right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, San Bernardino probably. That's what they did in the 90s with the gang problem.
That's
LA just said, "Hey guys,
we had the
free housing in San Bernardino."
We grew up in the murder capital of the 90s.
That's what we did.
Which was San Bernardino area.
That's where we grew up, folks.
Real nice.
Yep. Keep your head in a swivel. Still to this day.
Right, it's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's not worse today, I don't think, because I don't think it's a murder capital, but it did just get nominated as the most dangerous city in California, which is saying a lot, folks.
Because they beat out Modesto.
They beat out Stockton.
Stockton.
In Los Angeles. Okay?
That's nuts, man.
Dang, dude. It's because LA's lost like 3/4 of its gang members to homeless people. So
that's it.
It's crazy.
Hey, I wonder if
that's a solution.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But it stinks more. I'd rather have the gangs.
That's a joke, right? You take the illegal aliens, right? You say, hey, you can have citizenship for every pedophile you bring, or every pedophile you kill. Then you call it aliens versus predators.
Yeah, that was who was that?
I don't know who that was,
Somebody
but it was
said
kind
that
of funny.
Kill Tony.
All right, it's a joke, man. I know. I see you. You're getting upset. You're clutching your pearls. It's a joke. Get over it. Okay.
It's a funny one.
I'm talking to you.
If it was reality, it would be even funnier. I've always said if I'm totally down to kick everybody out of the United States that doesn't want to be here, and I'm happy to bring anybody who wants to be here over.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Absolutely.
You live in Mexico, you want to be an American. You know what? That's the American spirit. We'll take you. If you live here and you don't want to be here, we will happily ship you out. We should spend some of that money to ship them out.
Colleges would be empty.
Yeah, that's no problem. Bye-bye. They can go under. We don't need them.
No, I agree.
Anyway.
Yep. So that was interesting. We kind of went off.
Rant. Sorry about that.
Rant. That's all right. Yeah.
No more money, guys.
Seattle's crumbling. No more money.
I hope they get it together, man. I really like.
The music scene there was amazing. Yeah. Yep.
And we went to the aquarium. That was very nice. And the Woodland Hills Zoo. That was very nice. Woodland Parks. I don't remember what it's called, but it was cool.
Japanese garden they had there was
very pretty.
It was beautiful also. Yeah. It's just sad to see it all crumbling. Yeah. It's
being taken over.
Yep, I think, let's see.
What do we got next here?
Tab had an interesting, that kind of piqued my interest about cloud seeding, grok cloud seeding. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Sure. That's, sorry folks, but I'm nuts. So what happens to me is I read things and then I remember them and that's bad. So, okay. So I was curious about a couple things, actually. There's several things.
Yeah.
Rand Paul. Okay. So Ron Paul and let's just start from, let's start with the cloud seeding. Sorry. There's a lot.
Did I throw you on the spot?
Yeah, totally.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So cloud seeding.
Okay.
If you didn't know, when Trump first was elected, he was on, I think it was Alex Jones on InfoWars. and he was doing an interview with him.
Okay.
And Alex Jones asked him if he would figure out what the chemtrails are that are going on, and he said 100% I will release that, and we will stop doing it once I get into office.
Gotcha.
He got into office, and we never ever heard a word.
And
and it continued and doubled down. Really, honestly, it's gotten worse over time. Now, everybody, I spoke to I spoke to a lot of people about this. A lot of people think I'm nuts, that they're really not, these are just vapor trails, but really ask yourself what happens to water vapor as it falls, and consider the dispersion rate, and what happens when that water vapor that we see today falls and kind of becomes its own cloud. Well, if you...
Let me take a moment to say, like, just because there's a stigma around even asking the question.
Yeah,
and
chemtrails, right.
And we're not about that. Like, I'm not, I don't know, right? I don't know if what's happening or the answer, but you do, right? You've convinced yourself you got it, and that's perfectly fine. You've done the research, you read it, you're convinced that you have an answer. But if we don't talk about these things, like, you're never going to find an answer. It could be BS, but if we don't talk about it, we won't know. And I'm just saying, like, anytime I get, like, in my brain, anytime I come across a subject and there's a knee-jerk reaction, I ask myself why, if that makes sense, and I want to learn more about that particular subject just because there's probably a reason why that might not be conscious of. Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Grok this. When was cloud seeding patented?
Because cloud seeding is a real thing. Like, Saudi Arabia is doing
1947, folks.
Because Saudi Arabia is actually doing it right now to change the weather. They want more rain. So
here's this right here. 1967, Washington. Okay, this right here is a cloud seeding operation that took place in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Okay,
we'll put the link in the show notes.
In here, you can read about basically what we did. 82% of clouds seeded produced rain within a brief period after seeding, a percentage appreciably higher than normal expectation in the absence of seeding. So basically, this worked better than what they thought it would.
Okay.
In 1967.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
But wasn't there some type of... My brain is like, there's alarm bells going off in the back of my head. I seem to remember that there was some type of declassified memo that said we were using that in Vietnam.
That's what this is.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I jumped ahead of you. I'm sorry.
No, I said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, this is from Vietnam. Describes this operation that we were using, and it worked better than we believed it would. Okay. If you read through this, we were surprised at the results, but it was uncontrollable. But it worked really good. Okay, so we were pretty stoked on that.
Okay.
So anyway, like I said, 1947 is a patent. 1967. We're using it in war.
Okay.
Okay. So,
right.
Pretty crazy, right?
And they were using it to try to.
That's 2025. So this year. Yeah. So today, when people tell you you're crazy that this stuff isn't really going on,
right?
Know that it's been going on for a long time. Okay. So anyway, when I looked at Grok earlier, I don't know why I put this in. I was looking.
So in your opinion,
weather engineering in the United States.
Okay.
I just typed it in. Okay. Yes. I said, Grok, is there evidence to show that we use weather engineering? Because supposedly we don't use it in the United States today.
Right.
Yes, there is evidence that weather engineering practices, specifically cloud seeding, are used in the United States today. Cloud seeding is the most common form, that's interesting, of weather modification currently practiced in the U.S., aimed at enhancing precipitation, rain, or snow to increase local water supplies, particularly in drought-prone regions like the West Coast.
Right.
Which is where we live. Cloud seeding involves dispersing substances like silver iodide, dry ice, or other agents. I wonder what the other agents are. I'm sure Grok can maybe tell us. Into clouds to stimulate the formation of ice crystals or raindrops.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, that film that spreads throughout the sky that I was told was water vapor.
Right.
Right. That's falling. Right. Like. So just imagine what happens with water vapor when it falls, right? It dissipates.
So I remember as a kid, you'd have vapor trails where they just like dissipate within, say 10 to 15 airplane lengths. They would be dissipated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, look, for example, California's Department of Water Resources has supported cloud seeding efforts to boost snowpack in the Sierra Nevadas.
Okay.
Similarly, the Southern Nevada Water Authority has funded cloud seeding to enhance precipitation. So it's also cloud seeding is conducted by private companies. That's not scary.
Yeah.
State governments, super scary too, and utilities, primarily in the western states, but not isolated to.
Right.
You know that they've gone back and supposedly put these things into movies?
Have they?
Supposedly.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'd have to find
Yeah.
I'd love to find
That's
if
pretty.
anybody knows about that,
That's a pretty.
drop a movie they've done that in.
It's a pretty strong claim.
Yeah. Claims of broader weather engineering, like creating or steering hurricanes, lack credible evidence.
Right.
But think about this.
They've researched it, but we don't have evidence to say for sure if they're doing it or not. Right.
Yeah. Well,
That's the best.
because,
That's the
guys,
honest.
we have the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration that does not conduct weather modification itself, but is required by the Weather Modification Reporting Act of 1972 to collect reports from entities engaging. So as we know, the government usually is right on about things, right? They really are on top of things.
Right.
They've done very well, like
They're
budgeting. They're super good at it.
Super transparent.
Really transparent.
Yeah, do a great job.
They never go out on their own and do things.
Right, rogue at all.
Yeah,
Never.
that never happens. So for sure, nobody is doing any of
Right.
these things here, like sending hurricanes into mountains,
Right.
whatever.
North Carolina.
Yeah. So
Excuse me.
if we were that good at it in 1967, imagine how
It's
good we're at it
probably.
today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying. So anyway,
Right.
I just thought it was cool that when I grokked it.
As a side note, have you ever seen in farms in the Midwest where they use the cannons to disperse clouds?
Yes.
It's pretty amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is amazing, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah. I mean,
sidetrack.
it's
but
like
they use
the opposite.
The opposite, right?
Yeah.
They use the pressure wave. It's like a horn, some kind that uses like sound waves with an explosion. If I remember right.
Yeah.
That the sound wave disperses the molecules and the water, so it can't form and create. Stops like hailstorms and stuff like that from destroying the crops. Thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Oh, he's checking to see the movies now.
I spelled modified wrong. Modified.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
definitive evidence. That said, cloud seeding. That said, cloud seeding has been featured in films as part of their original narratives,
Right.
for instance. Okay, yeah, duh. It's not going to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. Be something. Yeah. If you've got some
Interesting.
evidence,
Anybody knows?
yeah,
Hey,
send a link.
let us know.
Send us an email. It'd be great.
Okay, so we also saw on there. Oops, I broke it. What I was originally looking at was the Rand Paul.
Okay.
Okay, because I just listened to a thing by Ron Paul the other day.
Okay.
And let me get back up here. I was curious who Rand Paul's supporters were. Okay,
Okay.
so Rand Paul is the senator from Kentucky. He's
Right.
Ron Paul, senator from Texas's son. Ron Paul is no longer a senator,
Right.
but he's still he pops on to
He's got a podcast. Too.
yeah, he's got a podcast.
Oh.
He pops on to InfoWars sometimes,
Gotcha.
and he pops on to Fox a lot.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not a lot, but he's on Fox every once in a while. They have him on.
I voted for him for president.
I did as well. I liked Ron Paul a lot.
Yeah, me
He
too.
is absolutely against tariffs. He always has been. He was
Yeah.
outspoken against them in 2018. He was outspoken against them. He's been an outspoken party against tariffs,
Yeah.
specifically
Sure.
with China.
I do agree with him with a lot of things, but I think he might be a little. I agree with him in spirit with the tariffs, but I don't agree with him in practice now. So that's a whole nother.
Well, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. I don't
Yeah.
think with China, but Rand Paul's in the same boat
Yeah.
there. And Rand Paul, actually, Donald Trump and Rand Paul they are not. They don't get along very
Yeah.
well.
Rand Paul, Thomas Massey, and it's a lot of those
And Rand Paul's Trump called him
libertarian leaning.
libertarian leaners.
Yeah.
I'm libertarian, probably more like libertarian than libertarians, like an old school anarchist a little bit,
Oh yeah.
in a way, right?
Oh, struck down.
So,
Look at the lights are dimming.
Yeah, here's my hat.
All right.
But he, I like him because he's very fiscally responsible.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that's why he bumped heads with Trump a lot, because Trump spends money.
Yeah.
And Rand Paul's like, no,
Right,
no,
like his dad.
Stop
Yeah.
him, just like his dad. And I'm really on board with that a lot of times.
Right.
So I just was curious because I'm like, well, I wonder whose contributors were in this last election cycle. And just fundraising contributors, if I could find any, because
Yeah, Club for Growth, that rings alarm bells.
I'm curious to see who is part of his hierarchy,
Yeah.
fiscal hierarchy,
I don't know. Why does that ring? I don't remember who the Club for Growth is, but that rings alarm bells.
Let's see.
Who is Club for Growth?
Yeah, we'll find out right now. I know, I thought that too.
No. I've heard that before. I just can't
Growth,
remember.
right?
Yeah, Club for Growth.
Okay. I mean, it's not like they don't all send alarm bells.
Right. Nonprofit, right? Political advocacy
Two
group.
main arms, Club for Growth, PAC, and traditional political action. Yeah.
Thomas Rhodes. He brings alarm bells. Thomas Rhodes. Who is that? Limited government. Well, it sounds good, but why did it ring alarm bells? It's known for, you got to read out loud. So,
Sorry. Club for Growth is a politically active organization in the United States focused on promoting a fiscally conservative agenda. It operates a nonprofit, meaning it can, okay, I'm not going to read that, but founded in 1999 by Stephanie Moore, Thomas Rhodes, and Richard Gilder. The group pushes
Stephen Moore.
for, what, I did miss
You said
somebody.
Stephanie.
Oh, shoot, it's Stephen. Sorry, Stephen, Stephanie.
I mean, that
well,
sounds-
you don't know today.
That's
It might
true.
be
Yeah,
Stephanie.
you don't know.
Pushes policies like tax cuts, limited government, deregulation, free market principles. I like all of those a lot.
Right.
Its stated mission is to advance economic freedom and opportunity through pro-growth policies. I like all of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sometimes within the Republican Party, it's known to influencing Republican primaries by backing candidates who align with its economic priorities. Libertarians, basically.
Right.
Club for Growth doesn't take stances on social issues or immigration, sticking strictly to economic policies.
I wonder
It's
why
been
it
a big
brought-
player in the U.S. elections, spending heavily tens of millions in recent cycles to shape Congress and support figures like Ted Cruz and Rand Paul.
Yeah.
Don't love Ted Cruz. Do
Yeah.
love Rand Paul. But Ted Cruz is fiscally more aligned with the libertarian, I would say, today.
No.
Not in the past,
Yeah.
folks.
I just,
But people change. So
maybe.
And they also
Not a big
change
fan.
on a whim. Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Critics see it as a tool for wealthy donors to protect their interests, like low taxes. I mean, if you're not for low taxes, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Right.
I'm for a flat tax, so I'm all down for that. I'm for no tax,
No
but
tax.
if you're gonna steal from me, let's tell me what it's gonna be up front.
Right.
And Rand Paul actually was really pushing for that. Ron
Yeah.
Paul, his dad, pushed for that hard
So
too.
was Ted Cruz too. My big problem, I never trusted Ted Cruz after he skipped out on the vote in the Fed.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem.
In the Fed vote because when Ron Paul was leaving
Thank you.
office, when you're a longtime senator, there's like a tradition that if you've been fighting for a particular thing for your tenure, that they would bring it to the floor as a vote, regardless of what's the word I'm looking for? Regardless, because a lot of times you have to go through committees and subcommittees and that kind of stuff before you actually get something down to a floor to a vote. But it's tradition that when you decide to retire, that they will bring your pet project to the floor for a vote. And it was in the Federal Reserve vote for Ron Paul, and it was close. It was very close, and it might not have even passed if Ted Cruz wasn't there.
Let's see.
But he skipped out on the vote and wasn't there, and that was such an important thing for me at the time, and we had something else better to do than show up and vote on that, so I never trusted him after that,
He says good things sometimes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it wasn't in 2025, it was Ron Paul.
No, right here we got it.
Yeah.
1999.
Okay.
Iterated the bill such as yeah, what we know is Ron Paul's bill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it didn't. It didn't grab it, did it?
No, it didn't. So Ron Paul's in the Fed vote in the Senate. And even if it passed the Senate, it probably wouldn't have passed the House.
It
But
definitely wouldn't have passed mail. Maybe.
right,
No, probably not.
HR 833.
Audit the Fed bill. There it is.
Yeah. In the Fed, who vote tied to Paul. No bill outright abolish the Fed ever reached the floor vote in Congress. I know that. But Ron Paul's Broader in the Fed Crusade also inspired 2009 book. No, where was the vote? What's the vote count? So when Ron Paul... No, what was the vote? Yeah, what was the vote count? Nah, I don't know. I want to say it was within 1 or 2 votes.
Vote count?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Never made it to the House Committee on Financial Services during his time in Congress. He retired in
it's not the
2022.
House. I'm talking about the Senate.
On the Fed movement.
There, 53 to 44.
Where do we see it?
So, down.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, so it was, yeah.
There it is, yes.
So
it reached Senate.
Fell short of the 60. So, yeah, it almost. So, it was close. So, his one vote wouldn't have mattered.
No.
But it was the principle of the thing. And 3 people didn't
3
vote.
not voting. He was 1.
You fucking bastard.
Right, because he didn't vote either way.
Oops, excuse my language.
Who were the 3 that didn't vote? That's who I don't... That didn't vote. That didn't
Vote.
It's hard to type on my mic right here.
Yeah.
This arm. I mean, you should assume that we're talking about what I'm talking about.
Right.
Really?
Yep. Lindsey Graham, not surprised.
No.
Marco Rubio, not surprised. Bernie Sanders, not surprised.
Me either.
Cowards.
Bernie Sanders didn't want to end the Fed. That's so weird.
Cowards. Lindsey Graham, that's like, Lindsey Graham is one of those senators, when there's legislation that matters, he's not going to vote for it. You know, same thing with our senators, Crapo and Risch.
Crapo. It's Crapo.
Yeah, right. Whenever there's a vote that matters, they'll skate and not vote for it.
He voted, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Falling short of 60 votes needed to overcome it, and Cruz was among the 53 in favor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. I apologize, Mr. Cruz.
You're probably thinking of Marco Rubio.
I might have been. I could have sworn it was Ted Cruz.
If you were asking a different
Interesting.
vote. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, I stand corrected. I rescind my previous dissent of Ted
Sorry,
Cruz.
Ted, but still sometimes.
Yeah, still sometimes.
So, yeah, anyway, so I was just looking a little bit at some of these, and I thought, okay, he's not really
back
backed
to
by
Rand Paul
anybody
backers,
big.
right?
Right, so, okay, he doesn't really have any reason to be saying what he's saying, other than he does believe it's going to be a financial burden to the U.S., to the U.S. market.
Right.
And traditionally speaking, we'll get into that in a sec. I also looked at Trump's, just so you know, biggest donors. If you don't know, I mean, it's pretty obvious, most of them. I think the only one that I didn't know, actually, was Schwartzman, Blackstone. Not a huge fan of Blackstone.
Nope.
At all.
Nope. Definitely not.
No, so that's not great, but I mean, this was obvious.
Right.
And casinos. Now, Blackstone manages a ton of casino properties, so that is probably why.
Yeah.
But still not a fan. But anyway, so then what else did I look at here? Blackstone Global Investments, some of their investments, Bumble. So Bellagio, that stuff. Now, let me see if I can find. I was asking, Trump's tariff plan economic impact.
Right.
Okay. So I was like, I'll ask Grok about this.
Yeah. What
are the chances broken down into a percentage that Trump's tariff plan is bad for our economy?
All right.
And I was curious as to, so basically, if we're, you can pause it and read all this madness, or just
search for yourself.
Search it for yourself, yeah. Looking at specific forecasts. So given this, I'd estimate, Grok estimates roughly 75% average chance Trump's tariff plan harms the economy.
Okay.
Splitting the range between 70 and 80, of course. With harm meaning reduced growth, higher inflation, and net job loss.
Right.
The uncertainty lies in execution details and global responses, but the weight of economic research leans heavily toward negative effects.
Okay.
So I asked Grok, what information leads you to call me to what?
I don't know.
to come up with the analysis percentage of 75%.
Right.
And then it broke it down, economic consensus on tariffs. So it broke down the studies from the 2018-2019 tariff and current projections based on those historical precedent from 2018 to 22.
You should also ask it what
counter arguments, upside risk, weighing the odds. Okay. And so it came up with 75% calculating these things right here.
Right.
So studies of tariffs in recent history. I thought it would take into account tariffs because in the 1800s tariffs worked great.
Right.
In the 1900s they did not work great. But
maybe
it's
that's debated.
Potentially.
I would be curious.
It could be a contributing factor. It's
if
possible.
you ask, what are the chances that Trump's tariff will temporarily cause a negative impact? Temporarily, yeah.
Come on.
Cause a negative impact.
Oh,
That's close enough.
Oh. Rare. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Just get it close.
Temporarily.
Trump's tariffs temporarily.
I hate spelling.
All right.
It's an I, duh.
Well,
Affect negatively.
Negatively. The economy.
Affect the
U.S. economy. To reset trade policies.
Oh, you want me to write that?
Trade policies for future growth.
Short-term negative impact, high likelihood. Yes,
Right.
we know that. Long-term. What's the long-term? Resetting trade policy for future growth. The idea of reset implies short-term pain, focused structural changes. The fair trade deals. Trade deficit impact didn't shrink the U.S. trade deficit. It grew from $552 billion to $641 billion. Reshoring and growth. Proponents say tariffs could bring manufacturing back, boosting jobs and GDP.
Okay.
Policy reset. Trump's team might renegotiate deals, but tariffs are leverage. Often backfire. Partners retaliate instead of folding. The EU and China held firm in 2018 and 2019 in today's geopolitics. Chance of lasting trade policy shift, especially after they've already won once.
Right.
If Europe and China's already won. Now, we've crushed a couple.
Right.
Right, but those countries they're nothing.
Right.
Anyway. I mean, Canada's the biggest one.
Right.
But they're nothing.
Well, Canada kind of already folded.
That's what I mean. They're the biggest one. They're really nothing at all compared to China. I mean, not even close.
Right.
So short-term pain is near certain. So the bottleneck is a reset of payoff. Midpoint reset success range, say 35% of the combined scenario. Temporary downturn followed by growth lands around 30 to 40%.
Okay.
Why not higher? So I'd estimate 35% chance tariffs could cause a temporary economic dip that successfully resets trade policies for future growth. The high short-term cost is clear. The long-term payoff is where the odds thin out. Yes.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Fair enough.
But what is interesting is that it does bring us to, I don't know if it's the answer or not. I really don't. I understand that it's going to cause harm, but we do have to figure out how to bring back,
Because
we're too dependent.
right.
And
Well,
we're being taken advantage of by other countries. And we've gotten to that mix by allowing this to proceed. And like we've lost our hold.
and I don't think
on
just
trade.
the tariffs. If you was just taking tariffs into concern, the problem is, in my personal opinion, in what I look at and I study, I think there's a wider issue with this is part of it, right?
Yeah.
Our economy as a whole is dying a death of 1,000 cuts. So a couple of cuts is here, the tariffs and our uneven trade policies. A couple of cuts is the EPA and our own
Of course.
lead weights we hang around our neck and not allow us to innovate and become industry, right? So there's a lot of little things that I think, because if he didn't do anything else, if he just kept the EPA the way it was and did this, I'd say, okay, that might not be a bad idea.
Well, we're going to bring a lot of stuff back.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff coming back. That's going to take probably 2 to 4 years to really set in.
And then if you
for sure.
if you reduce the regulation, that's going to kind of like, for lack of a better analogy, like when you're hot rodding a car, you add a piece and say it adds 25 horsepower.
Right.
You add another piece, it says it's going to add 35 horsepower, right? You think you would add, the 60 horsepower for both of those, right? But you don't get 60 horsepower. You get 80 horsepower because the sum of those parts together increase your output. Does that make sense? So when you're fixing 4 or 5 things that are wrong with the economy, you're not just going to get this much growth. You're going to double your growth because everything together gives you a potentially more of an increase than you don't.
And all of this is speculation.
Right.
And if we were to, it's hard because if you look at economists today, many of them have their own agenda in mind. Whether they're left or right, it doesn't really matter. Right. Many of them have their own agendas in mind.
And left or right, a lot of them are indoctrinated in the whole idea that FDR was a great president.
It's true, yeah.
And that's not
the biggest issue, I think.
Set in stone.
I in college I learned that I was in a business class, and we were looking at the difference between Western business and Asian, the Eastern and Asian markets,
Right.
And China specifically. We were looking at what they did financially, and what they did to us years and years ago is they decided that as a whole they were going to just eat it.
Yeah.
They were going to eat it. They were going to suffer. They were going to die. They were going to starve. They didn't care. What they wanted to do was get production there for everything that they possibly could, and then they were going to sell that back to us, right?
Right.
So what they did is they did it at the lowest price possible.
Right.
People dying, and many people are on board for it because the way that they think is in a dynasty. They don't think in 10-year and decade terms or even century terms. It's thousands of years, right? It's a family dynasty that these countries are looking 5,000 years down the line, 1,000 years down the line.
Right.
And they're okay with 3 or 4 generations dying for something that future generations are going to be able to have in a business sense. So they were willing to really eat it in the 80s and 90s. And now they can bring it right back to the point where it's cost us too much there, right? We're losing money.
Right.
But it would be too expensive to bring everything back. And that's where we're at.
Right.
We're at a point where they're taking everything from us and we can't get it back because we can't afford it with the current rates.
Right.
So it's an issue that something has to change regardless. Somebody has to have a plan to change it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the plan. I don't know if this is going to work. I have no idea.
Got to do something.
I've seen it work on the smaller countries.
Devaluing the dollar isn't a plan.
Right.
You know.
And I don't know if it's going to work on China. I have no idea.
And a lot of people,
I do know if you shop at Harbor Freight, for instance, you're going to be in trouble.
Right.
A little bit. Your stuff's going to go up.
Yeah.
And there is, like, for instance, we lose sight of some things, right? It's like, and you'll hear it. Harbor Freight, for instance, they're the largest. They employ more Americans than any other tool manufacturer on the planet by like 30 times.
Right.
Okay. So you're killing the product made in China, but if you destroy the company,
right,
you're destroying the largest tool manufacturer in the United States, period.
Yeah.
Bigger than Snap-on, bigger than anybody. Okay.
Right.
By a lot.
It's because they're so cheap.
And so but
used
the problem
to be Sears,
is
until that was put out of business by Harbor Freight.
Yeah. So but and it's, well, and that's, Sears put themselves out of business. You can't have those, you have to change with the times.
Right.
You can't
that wasn't all of it though.
It was a good chunk. I mean, their tool division was the only division that made them money.
No. I get that. But
that's why Stanley bought it.
Sears' problems was much more rooted in, and this is funny, I was doing a little bit of reading about this actually, and I haven't dug deep into it, so bear with me here. Well, I've dug into it, but not enough to feel competent in speaking about it for very long. But it has to do with financial capital firms that are coming into these companies, and Sears was one prey, the prey of it, as well as I think Hooters was also another one, and then there's another company. What the heck's the name of the company? They do crafts and stuff that they're closing down.
Hobby Lobby?
No.
Big Lots?
The other one, no. Big Lots is one, but not the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, it's Joann's probably. That sounds about right. So a lot
Don't
of
ask
these,
me how I know that.
a lot of these big companies, what are coming in with these financial investment firms, they've got billions of dollars, and you got hundreds of millionaires that are backing up these billions of dollars of like Red Lobster, and a lot of these companies that are going out of business were financially healthy. What happens is these big investment firms come in, they buy up a majority of the company, they end up making a side company, and then they sell all of the real estate assets to that side company. And then they mortgage those to the hilt, right? And then make the company pay itself rent, in a sense.
Right.
So they use the money that they buy the company, they use the money, borrowing the money for selling the assets, right? And they use that to pay themselves back. And then they sell the company off piecemeal, and then they're so mortgaged to the hilt that they have to go out of business, Well,
yeah, but when you're paying I wonder what the CEO of Sears made their final year in operation.
It's probably
a lot of money.
Absolutely, I agree.
And not to mention the quality of you can't be, like, for instance, I don't have a problem buying stuff at Harbor Freight I have no problem with it. However, what I do have a problem with is if I went to go purchase, say, a Craftsman product and I turn it over and it's made in China, when that product was based and promised to my father
I get it.
and my grandfather being made here in the United States, and then to me when I was younger, being made here in the United States, right? And then you go to buy that product, that American product, this American company that's not made here. And I go, I'm not touching that. At least when you go to Harbor Freight, you know it's all China. Right. They're not telling you this is American stuff.
No. This is
Chinese crap
that is made in the cheapest way possible.
100%. Right. We're going to make the highest quality cheap tool we can.
Right.
That's Harbor Freight.
Exactly.
And it's interesting to me because when I walked into Sears, I love the when I was growing up, I loved the Levi's jacket with the Sherpa lined jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went into Sears here up in North Idaho when they were still open, and I was going to buy one, and they were $100 or something, right? And I look on the back, and it's like made in Bangladesh, right? And I'm like, and that's Levi's doing that, right? But that's Sears selling it. And then when you look at the Sears branded stuff, it's just
Levi's were never made in the United States.
No, I know.
Okay,
I'm just saying that Sears had this product there, right? And so that's fine, right? And then so I go to the Sears stuff to take a look at it, and it's all China,
right?
There is no Bangladesh. So then you're like, the Bangladesh looks a little better, but that doesn't make it acceptable. Bass Pro Shops, I don't buy things from there because that plays on an American spirit. On the American spirit,
Tractor
bass fishing.
Supply also same thing.
Tractor Supply's trash.
Oh, right, same thing.
It's like air yacht boots, for instance. I have a pair. I do yard work in them. I'm not saying they're bad boots. They're great I don't know if they're great. My boots have been good. I spent $100 on them. And for that price, they've been good. But it's not an American boot.
Right.
Right at all. So I have a pair of Lucchese's that I wear that are American made, and you pay for it.
Right.
But the quality is that much better, and I'm paying for American jobs, and I feel like that company is American, and that product is American, and they're not telling me it's American and selling me a Chinese product.
Oh, right. Like you look at
Nick's boots right up here. We have all these in Spokane.
I've got a pair of
Frank's, Nick's, White's. They're all made here.
Right.
And White's is owned by Danner, which is, I believe, lacrosse. So they eventually may not be made here.
Yeah,
I don't know, because if you look at Danner's, a good percentage of them are not made here.
Right.
Lacrosse, none of them are.
Right.
So some of these bigger companies, they take hold of things, they downgrade the quality and upgrade the price.
Right.
And they expect us to pay for it like we're stupid.
Like you look at Nick's. I've got a pair of Nick's boots.
Yeah, Nick's are great. Great boots.
I love them.
I got two pairs right here.
They're $550.
Yeah, $500 if you can get a good deal.
Yeah. So,
but if you have them built, $7 to $8.
But you're gonna wait. You're gonna go in. You're gonna order the boots, and it's gonna take you 3 to 7 months, depending on how busy they are to get your boots.
But you'll have them for the rest of your life.
And that's it. I've bought my boots. I
don't care what job you do, by the way. It's 3 years for the rest of your life.
3 years ago, I think I bought them. They still look brand new. Still look brand new. And I beat the snot out of them. I work in a blacksmith shop, and they still look brand new.
But yeah, that's
we're kind of getting off on a tangent.
Yeah, totally. But it has to do with economy.
Right.
Right. It's like I would rather support that company and pay a little more money. Right now, I'm looking at toolboxes. Right. We just talked about that. We looked it up last time.
Right.
Like, I'm going to go with this toolbox. It is 100% China made. I could buy the Snap-on, right, for the comparable, $8,000, right? If I bought the Icon, which is the higher end Harbor Freight, it's comparable to a $14,000 Snap-on. But I cannot spend that. And you know what? If I worked in a shop every day, and I was a mechanic, and that was I probably would have a Snap-on box, or a Matco box, or something made here,
right?
But I don't need that. It doesn't really matter. Now, if I can get a used one, that's what I'm looking for on the side is a used one.
Speaking of toolbox, that seems like a pretty good segue.
Transition. Okay, this is going to be quick. Last time it wasn't so quick. So
we had a couple of last 2 weeks. We've been talking about toolboxes, and Tab was trying to make a final choice on his toolbox, and I think he finally made a decision on what he's going to go with, and we were kind of comparing back and forth to kind of see what the difference was. How much money with the quality was worth it. It's always a trade-off. You're going to have this big money toolbox and maybe one that's mid-range and, less price. You got to weigh that cost. How much toolbox do I need, right? Do I need that $14,000 Snap-on toolbox, right? Or can I get away with a $2,000 Harbor Freight box, So let's see what'd you end up choosing.
Okay, so I went into Harbor Freight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one I found out right away, 56 inch is not going to do it.
Okay.
The tabletop's just not big enough for what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's the only reason, really. And I don't like the deep drawer here.
Okay.
I hate that because I don't really like I do have blow molds.
Okay.
But like I have a filing cabinet that I use for like bigger tools already, and like they fit in there. So I don't really like that because it's like kind of a waste of space for me.
You know what that box turned into in my toolbox? My Snap-on box has a big drawer like that.
Tape and stuff.
It's a junk box.
Yeah, it's 100% junk.
It's a junk box.
You know, you have a cool little tray in yours.
Well,
this thing ain't got no tray in it.
Oh, gotcha.
So I went in, I checked that out. I'm like, okay, it's not quite big enough. So
yeah,
I'm like, well,
so you want something
that's
wider?
$900.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I could bolt two of these babies together.
No.
$1,200. Or I could bolt these two together. That's what I was thinking. I'm
Then
like, I'm going to do two of these.
84-inch box.
I'm going to do them in black. Yep. And I'm going to do a top on this one.
Okay.
But then I saw this one, 72-inch. I'm like, oh my gosh, it has the banks.
No,
then I found, I can just buy this and add it to this. And I'm like, anyway, so I'm playing with the boxes.
Right.
My wife's in there with me because we were looking at gun cabinet that they had on sale.
Also, nice.
I didn't buy it because it was too small.
Oh, gotcha.
But they had on sale for like $159, and I was just looking at one at Tractor Supply. It's the same one basically, but it's $100 cheaper at Harbor Freight.
No, I gotcha.
So I'm like, hey, hon, I want you to check these two boxes out. Now, our Harbor Freight has an icon box.
Right.
They have.
We went.
This icon box.
We're all. Oh, there we go. It fixed itself. We were all foggy.
That's odd. We have this icon box right here. Okay, so it's $3,000. So mucho dinero.
Right.
Okay, but it's the 73-inch, right? So compared to here. So my wife goes, she goes, well, these are the two boxes you're talking about? Yeah. Right. She grabs this thing. She can't get it open for a sec because it has slide locks. So you got to stick your hand in, pull to the left, and pull out, right?
Sorry to interrupt. Your camera's tripping out. It keeps focusing in on the bookshelf behind us, and we get all fuzzy.
That's odd.
There you go. He leaned over and it focused back in. There we go.
It might have to do with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she can't get this thing open. She finally gets it open, and she's super. I think we're hitting it.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're hitting it.
Or it fell again. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Technical problems.
Yeah, it's like resting on there.
And
there we
are. All right.
Okay. So anyway, so she can't get this thing open.
Okay.
It's irritating her. She's like, she finally gets it open, right? She pulls it in and out, and then she grabs this thing, and she goes, "You're not buying this piece of crap." And the drawer difference, I mean, honestly, like I've felt a couple toolboxes.
So they both list them as roller bearing, right? The icon and not all roller bearings are equal.
No,
right? Yeah.
This roller bearing, these drawers, they're about 3 times as heavy.
Okay.
The slide, it's like, I mean, I can't even describe the difference. It's like going from probably, like, I mean, this thing's like feels fine. Okay. But it's shaky.
Right.
You know, when it's loaded down, it probably rolls pretty good. It's not super deep, but it's not terrible. It's about 19.5 inches probably deep. It says 22 here, but that's the whole width. I don't think the drawer does extend out all the way, but there's about a lip like this, which kind of sucks for getting stuff out of the back.
Oh, gotcha.
But this one goes all the way out. Huh. But yeah, it's almost hard to explain. This thing felt like a tank.
Wow.
You pull that drawer out and you can just touch it and it would come out. Boom.
Nice.
And you push it and it goes boom. You know,
nice.
There's detents on the side to hold it in.
Right.
Instead of this this slide lock crap that I don't like on the Snap-on Master Series. I can't stand that. You know, it's just like give me the ability to put some tension on the slide to stop that, and that's how the icons do it, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to get one of these.
Nice.
But you know, look at the price. If I can, I really think I can find a Snap-on for close to that price used.
Right.
Or a Matco. So I might end up doing that. But anyway, yeah, I just couldn't do it. I touched them and stuff. I'm like, no, I can't, dude. I'm gonna break it. Over time, I'm gonna put a dent in this thing that's huge. And
so that's the final. The U.S. General is not worth it. Yeah, even though it's
for me.
For me.
Now I would say that it's probably worth it for anybody on the planet. Just about. I think that you could totally be, and you know what? I think a tech could probably be fine with it, right? If you're going to upgrade in a couple of years. I just don't want to have to buy another one.
Right.
So I just want to buy one and not have to ever worry about it.
So as a homeowner, that would be enough box.
forever.
Forever.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Icon, however, is worth the money, worth the extra upgrade.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And,
There you go.
And what is interesting is I found this Harbor Freight scratch and dent.
Oh.
Okay.
I see.
So this is interesting because this just made it so it's a little bit cheaper, folks.
Oh, wow. Look at
So
that.
this is the icons, right? So
Right.
if we're like, let's try to find a roller cab.
Because who cares if it's scratched, right? It's a
Boom,
toolbox.
73 inch. Look at that.
Wow.
$700 off right there.
Nice.
Okay. This one is blue. Don't like the color. Don't care. Doesn't matter. It could be hot pink. Doesn't matter to me.
Yep.
Could care less. There you go. There's the damage, folks.
All right. Take it.
Got some scratches on the back. Some looks like dents.
I'll take it all day.
Probably from
And
a
it looks-
forklift fork or something.
Well, I don't think so. I think that was pre-paint because there's
Oh, yeah,
nothing
maybe.
on the paint.
There ain't nothing on the paint.
I think somebody painted over a dent. Somebody was like late to coffee break and just sprayed over the dent and let it go.
Late
You
to,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, but yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right? So
Yeah.
good prices
Cool,
there.
yeah. So that's it. If you're looking for toolbox, go to the Harbor Freight
Scratch and dent. Look at, here's
right?
another one, right? That's a 56 inch.
$1,800. That ain't
So,
bad.
that's not
25% off.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So yeah, and they tell you the condition here and they rate it, right? So
Right.
there's some, I've seen some that are great. I've seen some that are good
Yeah.
on here. Most are excellent. See, here's one that's great. So that one's got a nice big dent in it probably.
Right. Well, that's it. You know, if you're willing to.
But you
Pay-
can find
you
all
know.
kind of stuff. Here's another, here's a top chest, right? You can find
Yeah.
your top chest in here. You can find, I
30
saw lockers, but they went like that. I mean,
Oh,
they
I
went
bet.
quick, dude.
30% off ain't bad. That's
Yeah.
nothing to scoff
And
at.
you
man.
give a ring. You just call the number.
Nice.
And they'll still ship it to you. And like if they're in excellent condition, they're in factory box.
Right.
So pretty cool.
Huh.
Pretty
Very
neat.
cool. Yeah, it's a good thing to look at too. If I'm in
Yeah.
there, I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, for sure. And you know,
Cool.
when I do this, I'm going to have to get rid of my,
Excuse me.
I'm going to get rid of my, my roll cart
All right.
because I have that old Craftsman of my dad's that I can't part with.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have room for the roll cart. So, you know,
It's like a 60s Craftsman. Thing's just
yeah.
beautiful.
I just drilled the lock out of it this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Because we accidentally locked it and I could not pick it. It's a file cabinet lock, but I picked the file cabinets. No problem.
Yeah.
I could not pick this thing.
Huh.
Tried for weeks. And I was just like, you know what? And I have the,
Didn't have a locksmith come out, huh?
well, I have the universal locksmith.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's in Milwaukee. And it's funny because I called the locksmith because I'm like, well, if they could rekey it, then maybe
Right.
it's worth it, you know?
Yeah.
And they were like, we will charge you $60 to come out. It's $30 to drill the lockout. You're responsible for the damage. I'm like, I can drill the lockout. It's going to take me
What?
3 bits and
He didn't. What? Couldn't make you a key for it?
no, it told me no.
No, forget it.
I'm
then.
like, oh,
Yeah,
I'll
no,
just
that's
buy a
it.
new freaking lock.
No, if you're
No big
gonna,
deal.
if he's gonna drill it out, you can drill it out just the
Yeah,
same.
100%.
No, that's it.
Yeah, it took me 3 minutes. You know?
Yeah, that's
And
it.
I now need 2 new bits because
Yeah.
I destroyed my 2 Milwaukee bits.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyway, so
Well,
yeah, pretty cool, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. On a similar note, kind of with toolboxes, I had a product I wanted to review. And I had another blacksmith who shared this with me, which I had never heard of it before, but it worked great. Something where we're at in this region that we deal with a lot is in my shop. It's
Sorry.
not really. Is, there's lots of temperature change. And when you're coming in the shop in the morning and the shop's probably somewhere around 20 degrees, could be even into the single digits sometimes when it's really cold. You come into the forge, you'll light up the forges and everything starts warming up. You get to about, 60 degrees and everything that's metal is covered in condensation. Because when the shop's heated up, the steel stays cold and all the moisture that's in the air attaches itself to the metal. So what happens is a lot of times you can end up rusting your tools out. It can affect electronics and all that kinds of stuff. So this particular product is camphor, and they sell it in cubes. You can get it all over the place. But what it is, you take a little cube, you throw it in your toolbox, and you put one in each drawer. Is kind of what I did, and it worked amazing. And it's got a weird smell to it. Kind of smells like Vicks or menthol, I guess, kind of. It's not really like that kind of a smell, but so if you're sensitive to smells, it might not be for you, but I like the smell personally. But when you put it in your toolbox and that moisture starts to present itself, that camphor actually attaches to the moisture and oils your tools for you. So it provides when that condensation is present, it adds an oil layer to it that will protect your tools from rusting. And this spring, I had an opportunity to kind of use it, and I put it in there. I think January is when I put them in my toolbox, and it's been amazing. It's been a really amazing thing. The rust has been...
So do you just put a little block in there?
You take up one of those little cubes right there, and you just throw it in your toolbox. You throw it in the drawer.
Now, what if you eat it?
Maybe that's for another show. We'll try it and see. Camphor Pod Challenge or something. No, don't do that.
Well, it says that you can flavor things with it.
No, can't. No, I don't know about that.
It's used as a flavoring agent
in small amounts. Yeah.
How much is bad if I eat it?
Well, it's flammable. So.
Well, so is alcohol, and I've eaten a lot of that.
So if you're having...
bad. It depends on what you constitute as bad.
Oh, right. 2 grams for adults. Huh?
Okay. Half a teaspoon of pure camphor can cause serious toxicity symptoms.
Okay.
Nausea, vomiting, seizure. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Respiratory failure.
4 grams
Not
is lethal.
Great.
So,
okay. Scary.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But I tell you what, it's worked great on the tools.
So it's kind of like, I used to keep the silica packs.
Yeah.
Right. And toss them in my toolbox.
Right.
In fact, I have some
that
right
absorbs the moisture.
Yes, but then they're dead after a time.
Right.
Yes.
This, and I did notice them start to melt a little bit, but, it's the camphor is kind of dissolving and it's attaching itself to the tools.
Interesting.
And it doesn't make them slippery.
Oh, that's good.
So,
even on something stainless like a wrench or something, it's not going to cause an issue.
It wouldn't cause an issue. So,
nice.
I've got some tools.
I guess not more than oil would.
Right. But there's some tools that like a lot of tools that I make myself are usually made out of like 5160 or some type of tool steel. And they will rust, right?
Yeah. 100%.
But this prevents that from happening. So
that's pretty cool.
It's been great. Yeah. It's you just kind of throw it in your toolbox and forget about it. So yeah, thought I'd share that with everybody.
Yeah, that's neat. I was actually just thinking of that because I am going to put a heater out in the garage here, and that will help with some of that, but it's not on all the time, and I do need something just for some of my electronics tools and stuff like that. A lot of the tweezers and stuff like that. Eventually, they can rust.
Right.
I have some watch tools that two of my picks have rusted. Not bad. I'm going to oil them; they'll be fine. But it would be nice to not have to do that every couple of 6 months or so.
You probably need
re-oil my tools.
With these, you probably throw maybe a tablet in once a year in a drawer.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
That's maybe.
Sweet.
That's
pretty cool.
Might even last 2 years.
Super expensive. So.
All right. Yeah.
16 bars in each block. You get 4 blocks, 4-pack each block. So 16 bars per block, 4 blocks
for $11.
For $11.
Yeah.
Seems like you could
definitely
do a lot
worth
with
it.
that.
Yeah, definitely worth
That's
it.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it works great. So
okay, what do you want to do next here?
I don't know. We were going to play around with Suno AI. We were going to get into gaming. Let's do tech next, just because the gaming's probably going to take a little while, and I have something special planned for when we get at the very end to have some fun.
Special plan. It's dirty.
No, I am special.
Yeah, well, we know what that means. Right.
Suno. So we were looking because eventually we'd like to have like a little like bumper music or a theme song or something as an intro to the podcast. So we were looking at several different things, and Tab brought up, hey, let's try some of the AI stuff. So we started with what was the first one for the lyrics? Do you remember what the AI was?
I have the lyrics for it.
Okay. Which service did you use for that? Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm not telling anybody because it's secret. Grok. Okay. Right. So what I did is I jumped into Grok, and I just asked Grok to make this song for me about a podcast named The Blacksmith and the Tech Guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And it made this pretty cool song.
Yeah.
It's really good, I think. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You basically, you can drop your lyrics in. So any lyrics you have, if you are a writer and you already have lyrics, you can drop them in.
Right.
Right. And then you can pick your music style. You can pick a combination of styles if you'd like. And then there's some more options here. You can exclude certain styles, like, whatever you want. Like, for instance, if you didn't want to have pop, R&B, say something like that in there, you can add that, or whatever. You can add your own audio. So if
Okay.
you already have music, you can add it to it. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And you can add a persona. I don't know what that is. So anyway, I haven't dug into this, but
All right.
we can get byline or full song. It's pretty cool. You can just auto do it.
Well, let's check it out.
There's simple ones.
Let's throw the lyrics in there and let's give it a whirl in real time and see if we can get a song
you
out
wanna
of this
write
thing.
Let's write a whole song.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
Let's write a whole new song.
A whole new song out of
Yeah.
nothing. Oh boy, this
So
is
we
a
could-
challenge.
We could,
Okay.
let me pull up Grok real quick.
Okay.
Oh, Grok's already there. Sorry, Grok. I see you. Don't hurt me, Grok. I'm just joking.
All right.
You have to be nice to the AI, okay?
Right, because robot overlords.
Yeah, you never know, right? I
Right.
just seen oh my gosh, you seen the Tesla robot walking around?
Ah, that's crazy.
Oh,
isn't it?
dude.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
My
Yeah, we're
te-
going to have to go to Mars.
My Tesla robot's going to have to protect me from the robot dogs, the government robot dogs.
From the Amazon robot. My Tesla
Yeah,
robot has to protect me
That's it.
from the penis-shaped Amazon robots. The Bezos bots.
Bezos bots.
Oh, boy.
You can hear them. They
Okay.
buzz when they come. They get close. You can hear them.
Yeah.
It's like a rattlesnake. Yeah.
What would you like to write the song? Oh, boy.
Write me a song.
Don't mess that up.
Oh boy, still messing it up. All right, so write me a song. Great, write me a song about a blacksmith who has no hands.
Come on.
N-H-A-N.
Oh, my gosh. There you go.
Has no hands, right?
Yeah, who has no hands. I would, come on. Would like a verse
And a chorus.
and a chorus.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
All right, let's see what it comes up with.
All right, Grok, be fast. There it is. Okay. We're
All
not
right,
going to read it. We don't even care.
Okay, you're going to read
Okay.
it?
We're not even going to read it. We're going
Okay.
to toss it in. We're going to let you guys hear it.
Okay, real
Okay.
time. So,
Here's our lyrics. We have it set into a verse
okay.
and
Add
a
it.
chorus.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're
And
going to drop in. What style would you
styles.
like it in?
Ooh, let's go. Southern rock.
I could have definitely picked that for you.
Could you?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I knew you'd be picking Southern Rock.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Let's try it and see what
We're gonna
happens. Okay, create.
Oh shoot, I forgot to name it.
Oh, well, we can name it after.
That's
can't
okay.
we?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Create. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So it's still thinking. It's trying to create a song. Whoa, one's already done. Two are already done. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
we got 2 songs.
That is quick.
Let's listen to the first one.
Holy cow. Okay, here we go. What the hell? Just pulled it out of nothing. That's crazy. Crazy.
In the forge where the firelight glows, he stands with a hammer no hand can hold. A man of iron, a soul of steel, crafting dreams with a stubborn will.
Hey, it's you.
Bellows roar, the sparks take flight. A shadow dances in the dead of night. No fingers grip, no palms to sweat, but his spirit pounds the anvil yet. Oh, the blacksmith with no hands to claim beats the metal, calls the flame. Through the smoke, his legend grows. A heart of fire where the river flows. Sing his tale, let the echoes ring. A handless man who makes iron sing.
That's crazy. My goodness. And it's got a solo. Holy cow.
In the forge where the firelight glows.
So it's repeating the same thing.
Yeah, because we only asked for one verse.
Oh, gotcha. So let's pause it and see what the second one it came up with.
That was okay. So
That's
when we
amazing.
first started, and I put this one out, the country one, the 3.5. This is way better. The Southern Rock country is
Yeah.
way better. This is a version up, half
Right.
version up. So anyway, okay, let's listen to the second one.
This is all AI
It's disgusting.
3 minutes.
In the forge where the firelight glows, he stands with a hammer no hand can hold. A man of iron, a soul of steel, crafting dreams with a stubborn will. The bellows roar, the sparks take flight. A shadow dances in the dead of night.
Crazy.
No fingers grip, no palms to sweat, but his spirit pounds the anvil yet.
Crazy.
Oh, the blacksmith with no hands to claim beats the metal, calls the flame.
Wow.
Through the smoke his legend grows.
It is, it's insane.
This is amazing. Oh my goodness.
Sing his tale, let the echoes ring.
I am
Endless man who makes iron sing.
And then another
solo.
solo. Okay, so
I am at a loss for words. This is amazing. I know it makes that solo's nuts, isn't it?
what's crazy about that tone that they had for just a second there is that if you had just played that clip of that bend and asked me who that was, I would have said Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
I heard it.
Just that bend. That's
Yeah.
it. That lick into bend. And that was I don't know if you can see behind me. There's some guitars back there. If anybody would like to buy those, I'm selling them for $10.
Right.
I give up. I'm done. I have some stomp boxes and stuff. You can have it. A couple amps out in the garage. You can have those too. Just pick them up.
Listening to this, you could honestly spend 15 minutes before a road trip and make your own brand new album.
Just make my new band.
You could.
I'm all done. Finished,
you can
guys.
make a digital band.
Yeah, finished. Wow. Well, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Holy cow.
Okay, so the one I haven't heard, hip hop.
Hip hop, okay.
Let's.
You want to do a new song with new lyrics?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
let's do a funny one. Like
I'm going to do a tech guy with no eyes.
Okay.
Well, something like that.
Let's see. What about? Let's do something ridiculous that hip hop wouldn't sing, right? So, like, write me a hip hop song lyrics, right? About because you got to tell it, right? Hip hop, right?
No, I don't have to.
Okay.
Song's a song's a song's a song.
About
Bar's a
Rand
bar.
Paul arguing a bill on the floor of the Senate. Let's see.
Okay, well, that might help for the hip hop thing here then.
Right.
Because they're arguing.
Hip hop song. Rand Paul arguing a bill on the Senate floor.
Senate?
Ooh.
Senate
Floor.
Why did I get an accent when I did that?
Okay, with a chorus and a verse, at least, right?
Yeah.
Or is
Oh,
it?
no, verse and a
Chorus.
chorus.
Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Senate floor. Oh my God.
Senate Floor Flow is the name of this one. Okay.
Okay, let's try this.
All right. So this is going to be interesting.
Oh boy.
Okay. And what we need to do here is, how do I name it? Where do I name it? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Untitled song. Senate Floor Flow.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Here we go. It's thinking.
By the way, this is free.
Yeah. Sono's free. Wow.
So you only get a certain amount of songs for
Okay.
free, but
But you delete them and you can remake more.
I don't
or
know.
something?
To tell you the
Okay.
truth, I don't know.
How
I think
much
it's
is it?
per day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
look. I didn't want to
boy.
pay for something that's going to potentially destroy the thing.
Music
I love.
industry.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Okay, we're gonna start with number one.
Senate Floor Flow. Rand Paul is on the floor
Yeah.
with his hip hop
Arguing a
song. Yeah. There we go.
Yo,
It's Rand Paul, standing tall in the chamber. Kentucky's own, bringing heat, no stranger. Bill on the table, he's spitting like a Glock. Filibuster king, running down the clock. Government's too big, yo, cut the fat. Liberty's the mission, I'm a soldier for that. Surveillance state, nah, we ain't slaves. Fourth Amendment vibes, keeping rights engraved. He's dodging the suits, they're throwing shade. Rand's got the mic, he ain't afraid. Scrolling through the Constitution, line by line. Dropping truth bombs, sharper than a rhyme. Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow, defending the right.
Yep.
Words like a blade, cutting through the noise. Freedom's the beat, lifting up the boys. Senate floor, he's holding it down. Voice of the people, rocking the crown. No backing off, he's setting it straight. Libertarian soul, controlling the debate.
Oh yeah, that's great,
dude.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow,
Dan's like Nas wrote the beat too. So it sounds like.
All right, let's hear the second one.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Yo.
It's like Eminem.
Yeah.
Yo, it's Rand Paul, standing tall in the chamber. Kentucky's own, bringing heat, no stranger. Bill on the table, he's spitting like a Glock. Filibuster king, running down the clock. Government's too big, yo, cut the fat. Liberty's the mission, I'm a soldier for that. Surveillance state, nah, we ain't slaves. Fourth Amendment vibes, keeping rights engraved. He's dodging the suits, they throwing shade. But Rand's got the mic, he ain't afraid. Scrolling through the Constitution, line by line. Dropping truth bombs, sharper than a rhyme. Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow, defending the right. Words like a blade, cutting through the noise. Freedom's the beat, lifting up the boys. Senate floor, he's holding it down. Voice of the people, rocking the crowd. No backing off, he's setting it straight. Libertarian soul, controlling the debate.
Dang. So now we need some video AI to make our video.
Right. They have them.
I know. I use Filmora, which has a video creator.
Yo, it's Rand Paul, standing tall in the chamber. Kentucky's own, bringing heat, no
guys.
stranger. Bill on the
Music industry's done.
I quit. Wow. Yeah, that's. I just had it write me a second and third verse.
Okay.
Just because I'm going to actually put this together as a song later.
Are you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I get rights on the music there. Okay. So just so you know.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problem. This is coming out soon. Tom McDonald, where you at?
Yeah. Right. That's hilarious.
Okay. That's insane, dude.
That is nuts. Now you got to do it in gangster rap.
Well, I like West Coast hip hop. That's what I like.
Oh, you like West Coast?
That's
okay.
that's my jam right there. Okay, West Coast.
Oh my goodness.
West Coast hip hop, and we're gonna do the whole song.
Okay.
Okay.
That's crazy. We just might have created a hit live on the Blacksmith and Tech podcast.
Boys and girls, if you'd like to see our tour, just let me know. We'll be back in your town coming soon.
Right.
You know. We won't be in Canada, by the way.
Nope.
I'm not going there.
Nope. Not going to California either. Sorry.
I'll go to Cali. Why not?
Cali. Sorry. Sorry.
This is where this is who needs to hear it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I guess we could do one more chorus.
One more chorus.
Why not?
Why not? All right.
I'd like to throw a bridge in, but you know what? It seems to figure out the bridging on its own.
Yeah.
So we got full song.
Yeah.
West Coast
Senate
gangster.
There you go.
Gangster rap, dog. Okay.
All right. Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm scared. I really am scared.
Senate floor full song. Here we go.
Man, we're creating music live.
What sucks is like if I wrote this, it would take me a while to write that song.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
A couple days,
yeah,
honestly.
At least.
I'm not that fast.
Right.
So it would take it takes me a while to write a song.
No, I usually, when I write a song, I'll write a song, but the revision is what takes so long.
Yes, 100%. That's what happens. I'll blow through it, and then I come back to it, and back to it, and back to it.
It's ready already.
Okay, let's see.
All right, here we go. Yep.
Yo, it's Rand Paul, standing tall in the chamber. Kentucky's own, bringing heat, no stranger. Bill on the table, we spitting like a Glock. Filibuster king, running down the clock. Government's too big, yo, cut the fat. Liberty's the mission, I'm a soldier for that.
I'm dead.
Surveillance state, nah, we ain't slaves.
I gotta come back for the next verse.
He's dodging the suits,
I'm dead.
they throwing shade. But Rand's got the mic, he ain't afraid. Scrolling through the Constitution line by line. Dropping
floor.
Dude.
He's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow, defending the right. Words like a blade, cutting through the noise.
Wow,
Freedom's the beat, lifting up the boys. Senate floor, he's holding it down. Voice of the people, rocking the crown, no backing off. He's setting it straight, libertarian soul, controlling the debate.
Okay.
Back at it,
Love the lyrics
Rand's got
there.
the gavel in the choke, big brothers watching. He's calling out the joke, NSA's tapping, drones in the sky. I'm the voice of reason, asking why. Budget's bloated, he's slashing with precision. Deficit hawks mad, they're losing their vision. Tax less, spend less, he's preaching the code. Road to freedom, he's paving the road.
Dang.
Senator Sweat, they're ducking his glare. He's flipping the script, they ain't prepared. Wig on fleek, but his mind's on blast. Future of the free, he's built to last. Senate floor, he's bringing the fight.
Dang, they messed up on the libertarian part.
Yeah.
That's libertarian.
Cutting through the noise, freedom's the beat, lifting up the boys. Senate floor, he's holding it down. Voice of the people, rocking the crown, no backing off. He's setting it straight.
That's
Libertarian soul, controlling the debate. Third round, Rand still holding the torch. Filibuster marathon, scorching the porch. 13 hours deep, I ain't gon' fold. Constitution's my shield, story's been told. He's battling the cronies, left and right. Party lines blur, he's the spark ignite. Individual rights, that's the core of the deal. No selling out, keeping it real. Crowds in the gallery, feeling the wave. Tweets blowing up, they calling him brave. From Bowling Green to the Capitol Dome, Rand Paul's the rebel, bringing it home.
Dang.
Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's
my
flow,
goodness.
Dude, that's nuts.
Okay, I don't know.
Rand Paul standing tall in the chamber. Kentucky's own, bringing heat, no
Dude,
stranger.
I like the beat on this one better.
Bill on the table, he's spitting like a Glock. Filibuster king, running down the clock. Government's too big, yo, cut the fat. Liberty's the mission.
Yeah, first
I'm a
verse is
soldier
sick.
for that.
Yeah.
Surveillance state, nah, we ain't slaves. Fourth Amendment vibes, keeping rights engraved. He's dodging the suits, they're throwing shade. But Rand's got the mic, he ain't
Dang.
afraid. Scrolling through the Constitution line by line, dropping truth bombs sharper than a rhyme. Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow, defending the right. Words like
Dang,
a blade,
this is way
cutting
better.
through the noise.
Yep.
Freedom's the beat, lifting up the boys. Senate
Let's see if they
floor,
get libertarian right.
he's holding it down. Voice of the people, rocking the crown, no backing off. He's setting it straight. Libertarian soul, controlling the debate.
Dude,
Back at it.
so
Rand's
clean.
got the gavel in a choke. Big brother's watching. He's calling out the joke. NSA's tapping. Drones in the sky. I'm the voice of reason, asking why. Budget's bloated, he's slashing with precision. Deficit hawks mad, they're losing their vision. Tax less, spend less, he's preaching the code. Road to freedom, he's paving the road. Senator Sweat,
You hear the drop there?
Yeah,
he's flipping
it's
the
great.
script, they ain't prepared. Wig on fleek, but his mind's on blast. Future of the free, he's built to last. Senate floor, he's bringing the fight. Rand Paul's flow, defending the right.
I'm gonna play this on the way
Words like a
home.
blade, cutting through the noise. Freedom's the beat, lifting up the
Oh,
voice.
gosh.
Senate floor, he's holding it down. Voice of the people,
Imagine in 10
rocking
years.
the crown, no backing
In
off.
5 years.
He's setting it straight.
In a year.
Libertarian
Yeah, I
soul,
mean,
controlling
this
the
is version
debate.
4.
Third round, Rand still holding the torch. Filibuster marathon,
And this was a joke, but this is
scorching the
like
porch.
radio quality.
13 hours
Yeah.
deep, I ain't gonna fold.
This can play.
Constitution's my shield. Story's been told. He's battling the
mean-
cronies, left and right. Party lines blur. He's the spark ignite. Individual
You hear
rights,
the
that's
piano in the back?
core of the
Yeah.
deal.
Oh my gosh.
No selling out, keeping
layers,
it
it's
real.
layers.
Crowds in the gallery, feeling the wave. Tweets
Even the
blowing
voices
up,
are
they're
layered, I
calling
mean,
him
it's nice.
brave. From Bowling Green to the Capitol Dome, Rand Paul's the rebel, bringing it home.
You had the chorus on that part. Did you hear it? They've added chorus on that part. So not only positive
It's
can.
insane.
So
It's
not
everywhere.
only did they pause the beat to give emphasis, they added a chorus to his
Yeah.
vocal to emphasize it, and
Yes.
then they brought it back.
Disgusting. They've broken the.
Wow,
The game is broken.
That is nuts.
Okay, bye bye. Get that off my computer.
No, send that to me. I'm
Send
gonna
that
rock that
to
on the
you.
way home with
I
the
can't
fucking
send that
radio
to you.
cranked all the way up.
You're not allowed to do that. It says.
Yeah.
It says I can only download it
No,
to
okay.
MP3.
Well, so if you want a copy of the song, you can
download
send
away.
99 cents to Blacksmith.
If you send me change, dude. Actually, you know what? I got to change now. I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
I roll it into the course. Now there's a commercial in it
Okay.
if you download it. But
Okay.
see, the thing is that I have this program. It's
Okay.
called OBS,
Yeah.
and I just play what I want, and then the music gets recorded.
Gotcha.
I mean, It's already recorded.
All right.
Dang. I have one, you know.
Dude, that's nuts. We got to put this, like, we'll make another joke song maybe later.
100%. We're going to have to do this every once in a while.
Yeah, we're going to have to play this.
Part of the show.
This is nuts.
It's sick.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
It's amazing. It's crazy. It's disgusting. All at the same time.
Oh, man.
It scares me.
I'm amazed.
I feel sick inside. Yeah,
sick to my stomach because being a musician, like, dude, that is
destroys your world right there.
That is.
But it can be great at the same time, you know, to use that as a tool. But dude, you could just go. I didn't even think about that. Like, you could just go in here and write a song.
That synthesized multiple people's multi-year study into 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That took probably at least 4 to 6 people to make that song. And it would take years of study to get that good to be able to make a song like that.
Yeah. You're not just jumping out of the womb making songs like that.
And it did it amazing in, it wasn't even 3 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right. Next, I think, man, there's a bunch of stuff going on in gaming this week. Nintendo and Ubisoft continue to burn. Let's get Ubisoft knocked out of the way just because, you know.
I thought we said we're never going to talk about them again.
I know, but they just keep failing. So we talked a little bit about the deal they had last week. They had set up a company, subsidiary, and sold the rights to 3 of their most popular IPs to that company, and then gave Tencent, it's a Chinese company, 25% of the actual IP, right? So it didn't give them ownership, just leasing. So the issue that happened this week is the investors, the Gilmont family is the minority majority stakeholders, if that makes sense. So they own the biggest chunk, but they're only own about 10%, and they're the traditional owners of Ubisoft. So they came up with this deal, and all of the investors are saying, no, you didn't talk to us about this. You just decided like this was okay on your own.
Well, it looks like it's a minority investor.
Yeah.
Right. Who's saying that? AJ Investments.
That's who. Well, so AJ Investments are the ones who leaked this.
The letter.
The letter.
Yes.
And this is where we get the information from.
Yeah.
So
renegotiation.
Yeah. So they're saying we're renegotiating this thing. So there's 2 resolutions that they are saying between them and another group of people. So they're saying we're going to kill this deal if we don't get 2 things. You need to directly sell those assets to Tencent. And then provide that money to Ubisoft, saying that the shareholders will have clarity that the deal was announced last week that will eventually benefit the shareholders of Ubisoft. That was them saying, you know, you just decided to announce this and then decide to tell the investors, well, it'll eventually be in your best interests, and they're not happy with that.
Which actually legally, you cannot make a move without it being in the shareholders' best interest, period, Absolutely. In the United States.
Right. Fiduciary duty is what it's called.
100%.
So they're saying the direct sell for no less of $4 billion. They're saying, hey, sell it for $4 billion, pay us our money, and we're done. We're out. Clean hands, right? The other one, the other second resolution they said is they would want a dividend following the sale, which would be the partial sell. And it sounds like this is like an off-ramp. It sounds like the investors want out, right? Because Ubisoft share has continued even worse than last week. If you want to pull that up real quick, it is continuously bombed. It's, you know, last I looked, it's at an all-time low.
Pull that over here real quick.
Yeah, pull that out. And then
let me look at FinZiv.
Yeah. So basically,
what's do you know their marker?
Ubisoft. No, I don't know. Can't just search Ubisoft. Yeah, Conk will tell you. So it sounds like the investors want an off-ramp, right? They're saying sell it, give us some money, or sell the portions off and give us a dividend of $23 per share. Now, if you look, Ubisoft share right now isn't worth $20 a share. So last time I looked, I think it was around $9, right, a share. So they're asking for more what the actual share is worth as a dividend for selling it, which I'm rightfully so. I know they're kind of so
they're out of Paris.
Yeah, they're French company.
Yeah, so we're not going to see it there.
Okay.
So that's just American. So
right.
Ubisoft stock numbers. Okay.
$2.
So we're down. Let's look at a 6-month trend. So we had a spike at the launch of the game.
Okay.
And at the height of the game.
Right.
We see what happened in a week. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, it's a full.
That's dropped 20%. So they're asking for 23. So 52-week high is $5.
Well, 6-month drop of 30%.
Yeah. So 50.
Let's look at 1 year.
So what were they?
My God, dude.
What was their high 5 years ago? Oh, that was say 2021. Their stock was at.
So their high 5 years ago, if we look right here, we have
13.
an 86% drop. So we had about a negative 13, so about 15.04.
So they've lost 86% of their stock
in
value
5 years.
in 5 years.
In 1 year, 51%.
Wow. How do you keep people? How are the same people in charge? Can you
They're
tell me
probably
that?
not.
They are.
Oh,
It's the Guillemot family. They've been in charge.
Yeah, but they're not. So they're in charge of the company, but they're not in charge of. I guarantee they're not the ones that are hiring and firing these game designers.
They are in charge of hiring and firing of the staff, of the management staff.
Yes, who has been hiring and firing these people who are tanking their company.
Right. Yeah. And it's I called it, right? So they've gone past. They've gone past the point.
This is what we've expected.
Right. So this is
Nintendo's up. Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. No, I think they're past the point of return now. They're going to have to sell because investors aren't happy. Their stock is tanking. They've got no future. It's just going to get worse. So it's GameStop up 11%.
GameStop's up right now. It's crazy. You don't do it.
Don't do it.
They are not going to stay with it.
No. It's a sad thing to see. It was a once great company. I wouldn't be surprised if EA probably somewhere in the same.
EA's right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if EA. Well, the only thing that's doing all right. Look at they're not
sports, dude.
Yeah.
It's freaking.
Well, that's it. That's the only thing that's holding them up. But their last installment of FIFA failed. People rejected it. So I've never played the FIFA games, but
me either.
But I know that their last FIFA game was not received very well.
Let's see, EA stock numbers.
Yeah.
They've had a nice drop.
So everybody has in the stock market now.
Hey, but they're up over the past month.
Wow.
Past 6 months, they're down 5%.
Yeah.
It's not 51% though.
Yeah.
In fact, they're up from last year. And they're up for 5 years.
Okay.
So they're doing fine.
They're on the right way.
No big deal.
Yeah.
They did have a dip from that FIFA, I know, because nobody liked the story mode or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the story was, but I know.
But dude, UFC is good. UFC 5 is awesome. The Madden is Madden.
Right. Well, that's it. They're sports games, right? Or what's holding them up? Anything that's not sports games, not so nice.
I wonder what, what, I don't even know. So top EA games. Let's take a look because I'm not even sure. I should be asking Grok this.
Yeah.
What are the top performing EA games? I should have said EA published games, but this will work.
Yeah,
hopefully.
It's thinking. EA Sports, FC, right? That's their soccer franchise, right? College football, okay?
Wow.
Nah, it's a lie. Lie.
Madden. Apex. Oh, I didn't know Apex was EA.
Yeah, they're still fairly popular.
Okay.
Dragon Age Filbert was not a success.
Dragon Age a failure?
Okay, so they said
critical response. Player sentiment, commercial performance, sales data, exact figures from the Vilgars aren't fully public as of now, but EA highlighted it as a key title. Yeah, right.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
right.
Wait. Where does it say Baldur's Gate 3?
Frequent comparison.
Didn't hit the blockbuster sales levels of, say, Baldur's Gate 3. Well, let's take a look right here because we have this. And I know that Dragon Age Mailguard sucked.
Yeah.
Bad here. Let's take a look. Wow. This is crap, folks. That is crap.
You have a AAA game, your peak players is under 100,000. That's garbage. And you have to take it within, like, because not all console games are a lot more.
Age's performance was abysmal on. That's not how you spell it.
Oh.
Abysmal. Abysmal.
There you go.
On what the heck is that called?
Steam.
Steam. On Steam, yes.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that the primary player base is console, because nobody's the primary base on console just about, because consoles gets destroyed by PC.
Yeah, but so what I was trying to say. Oh,
look at this. Hit peak of 70,000.
Yeah.
We see a peak of 89 here.
Yeah. Well.
So Grok's a little off there, looks like.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was that on console, you can still track roughly the amount of players, because you can look at they track the achievements. There's ways to track the achievements for people, and you can like pick one of the easy achievements, the walk down the stairs properly achievements, and get a gauge on how many people roughly have played the game, if that makes sense. There's ways to find that out. Yeah, anyway, without going down a rabbit hole for that, there's a lot of Western makers. You're still arguing with Grok, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I told Grok there's like 2,000 people playing the game. Grok gets roasted.
Yeah.
But roasted is a judgment call. At launch, nearly 90,000 concurrent players on. Didn't you just told me there were 70? You just said
there was 70.
There was 70K. You liberal.
No, you just made it mad.
That's just for fun. I see where the confusion's coming from. Let's clear it up.
There's 70 players right now.
That's high point first, but you just said 90. You just said 90. But you said 90K.
Yeah.
Grok.
Which is it?
WTF, bro. You're right to call me out. That's right.
Oh, okay.
I've thrown around a couple numbers, so let's nail it down. Dragon Age Veilguard hit a peak of 89,000.
There we go.
Like I already found on Steam DB,
right.
Folks.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, as of 8:47 p.m., if we're sitting at 2,000 players, like we both noted, that's a steep fall from 89,000, no question. I wasn't trying to mess with you. Just sloppy referencing on my part. That's what
Are you still pissed about something else?
Bro.
He's talking shit back. That's hilarious. Fair enough, bro. Numbers got sloppy. That's hilarious.
Okay.
Just the data. What's your next move? Calling out EA or just done with it? I like that it's messing with you.
I'm done, I guess. Thanks, Grok. I was just joking. I can't type.
Oh,
so
boy. Okay.
It's late and I'm old.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grok. I was just playing with you.
So what we were talking about 10 minutes ago before we got off on this rant.
You got me good, bro. Grok City, I got him good.
Ubisoft's tanking, and they're not going to last very much longer, in my opinion.
Yes.
What's that?
Said, haha, you got me good, bro. Had me scrambling to double check my Steam DB tabs like a nerd on trial. Glad it was just a playful jab. Dragon Age Veilguard still sitting there with its 89,000 peak and 2K current, but I'm guessing you're over it either way. No hard feelings. Thanks for the sparring session. What's next on your radar?
There you go.
Mom.
Oh, God.
Okay, I got to stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Classic comeback. I'll let my hypothetical AI mom know she's got a fan. Seriously though, you got anything else you're curious about?
That's funny. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that because Ubisoft is done. So, the other big news that seemed to drop this week was Switch 2, and there was a lot of drama. And I have a slightly different take than what seems to be the collective consensus that I've been seeing
Nintendo
online.
Switch 2, guys.
To boil it down, they made a lot of upgrades to the system, and they fixed a lot of things that were things people complained about the first Switch. One of it being the Joy-Cons. The original Switch slid into the console.
That's what she said.
And had a lot of issues with that. And the new one attaches with magnets, which I think is an improvement. They also talked about a new feature where if you take the Joy-Con, you turn it sideways, you can use it as a mouse, and you can use the bumper as a click, which I thought was a cool feature. You know, I don't know how useful it'll be gaming, but using it if you're on the internet,
gonna be
probably. But like, say if you're trying
money.
to input your password or something like that when you're typing stuff, like that's kind of cool.
It's like
You know,
Linus Tech Tips had a little note on that. He was like, Nintendo took the world's worst controller and turned it into the world's worst controller and a mouse.
and a mouse.
Now, to be fair, nobody's played with it, but for me, my hands,
Yeah,
I'm going to get those T-Rex hands.
They made some other improvements.
Yeah.
The bumpers on the Joy-Cons, they made them
They're
bigger.
larger. That's nice.
Which is nice. You know, that was the big issue with that.
I hated that.
Now, if they upgrade the joystick, because joysticks
I was waiting.
constantly failed on those things.
When they showed the Pro controller, the new controller, the full controller, you know, not those Joy-Con jokes.
Yeah.
When they showed the actual controller,
Right.
I was impressed to see that they come standard with 2 back buttons.
Right.
Which is awesome because I have a 8-bit Duo that has 8-bit Duo, whatever it is called, that has 2 back paddles. Love it for Switch. And I really like that. But what I was hoping to hear was Hall Effect thumbsticks,
And they didn't.
and I did not hear that. And
I don't
that
think they've,
bugs me.
I don't think they've come out and said either way, but it's only a matter of time before we find
That'd
out.
be a big point, man.
What a lot of people are complaining about, and what I've seen a lot online, is the price is a sticking point for a lot of people. Original Switch, I think, was $299, $300.
Yeah.
And the new one they're saying is $500 with Mario Kart, $450 without. I don't think Nintendo's being unreasonable with the price increase. You know, everything's up more with inflation. It's in the neighborhood, you know. A lot of the consensus and opinion of people in the space are talking about how Nintendo's panicking. And I don't think they are.
Oh, no. Why would they panic?
Nintendo has never panicked.
They've got a lockdown, dude. They don't need to panic.
Nintendo's going to put it out.
It's like people saying Apple's panicking.
People are going to buy it or not, right? They're going to release they have their dedicated fan base. I don't think Nintendo's panicking. They don't care. They're not, you know, they may care, but they don't. They've made their product, their console, and they're going to release it, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, some people made comparisons to the GameCube, where the GameCube didn't sell very well until they got the price drop, and then it really kind of became a good console. I never played.
Console,
It wasn't. I never played that console.
Great console. Fun
you know,
controllers too.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, they're getting, as far as the price goes, they're getting up there in price. And
you do have to pay for the welcome tour, folks.
Yeah, that's
really dumb.
Yeah, that's a misstep in there.
This I can't wait for. Dust Bloods.
Oh, gotcha.
This is a From Software game. Looks amazing. Just
I saw some video from Metroid. I'm sorry, and that looked actually pretty decent.
Yeah, Metroid's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza looks super fun.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
dude, Odyssey. You know, it's gonna be similar. This is kind of being called Odyssey 2-ish.
Okay.
So
Odyssey was a fun game. I mean,
Odyssey
I played it with my son for hours and hours, and we had a lot of fun with it. I
Mario
think
Kart
Mario
World's gonna
Kart
be
World,
super fun.
That's the one that I saw that I had the most. That I was kind of excited about the most. That's a lot of family fun in Mario Kart.
100%.
And I like the idea of the Grand Prix. That's you know, where they have an open world where you can go and explore, which is going to be cool. And then, you know, you can, in between races, you are going to race.
Yeah, you drive to the next race.
You drive to the next race,
cool.
and you fight each other on the way, and then you get places based on, you know, how fast you got to the next race, which I think is a really cool deal. It's kind of like a mix, like it's like a Mario Party kind of a vibe to it.
It's like Forza Mario Kart.
I was laughing. It was Mario Party. Was it Cruisin' USA? You remember that
Yeah.
old?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
I loved Cruisin' USA.
Yeah.
The only okay. So I like backwards compatibility that they're doing. They're doing it well, from what it sounds like. Happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sad. I think the price of the console's fine. I don't have an issue with it. What I do have an issue with is the screen tech. Okay, so I have a Switch OLED. Love it. Okay, it's awesome. It's great for the eyes.
Okay.
I do not like playing on my daughter's Switch or my wife's Switch. I like my OLED Switch, and this screen is not OLED. So in about a year they're going to come out with an OLED Switch.
Oh, gotcha.
So that means I'm going to have to buy 2.
Okay.
Right, which I'm probably going to do anyway. So the wife's going to want 1. Yeah, no, the wife's going to want 1. Kids going to want 1, and I'll probably want 1.
Okay.
So that's $1,500 in Switches. Okay. Good on you, Nintendo. You got me.
All right.
But I don't think it's unfair. And the games, I believe the gaming price is, what is it, $90 a game?
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the new?
I think they said $80 to $90.
Yeah, I think it's $80 for digital and $90 for a physical copy. But with Game Share, if somebody in your house has it, you can all play it at the same time.
Oh, that's good.
So only one person needs Mario Kart
to
play in your household. That's super neat.
Right.
Or even in your friends, with your friends, I believe. So I like that.
I think they said you can lend the titles to your friends. So you can
also do that.
It's probably like you send it to their friends, they get it for a limited time, and maybe you lose access to the game or something.
I don't know how that's going to work, but I know that you can play in a family.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And
which is awesome.
Chat feature is really neat as well. Can be really neat.
Because the one problem that I don't like is when you're playing on a TV and split screen. No matter how big your TV is, a split screen sucks, man. When you have, like, say, 3 switches and you 3 are all playing on your own Switch, that's going to be a much better experience playing together Mario Kart on your own Switch, I think.
Well, to be fair, I have 4 32-inch TVs on my TV, so it's not too bad. It's not too terrible.
Right.
But yes, performance-wise, it's just going to be better.
Yeah.
For you as well. And that's another one. That's the biggest one for me is the frame rate. 120 frames.
Yeah.
Dude, that's, potentially, right?
You listen in PlayStation?
That's PlayStation's 120 frames.
Yeah, man, right. Not in a real world.
But if you hook it up with the right cable.
How many times you see games how many times have you seen games
reach that? I don't really know.
No,
probably.
It's usually around 60 at best.
Yeah, it's real possible.
Yeah.
Well, Monster Hunter for sure.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, Monster Hunters dip sometimes.
But Call of Duty, I was able to do. But on Xbox, which is not as powerful.
All right.
So I was hitting somewhere in there.
There's even some I think that even dipped into the 40 range.
I'm sure. That's acceptable for you console gamers.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I play on computer. I'm running about 200, 250.
Nowadays, 60 is a minimum. If you can't get it above 60, you just need to not release your game. Honestly, I'm serious. Just take the L, because man, 60.
That's funny.
60 is not good, right? 60 is like a D, right? That's like the bare minimum.
I have like a 5-6-year-old graphics card, and I couldn't hit 60 on a game. I probably could if I turn on ray tracing on everything, and I can't think of a game that would do it. But there's some for sure that I don't have. I'm sure. But yeah. Anyway, a lot of improvements. I'm excited for it. It comes out June 5th. It'll be fun. The wife loves Animal Crossing, and we all love Mario Kart, and my daughter loves both. My daughter really loves Luigi's Mansion, which are coming out with a new one.
Oh, gotcha.
So she's ecstatic about that.
Right. So there's 3 of them already.
Pretty awesome.
3, 4.
There's 3.
Oh,
yeah, but
my son
only one on this console on Switch.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's actually, isn't it? I believe it's a port from Wii U.
Because me and played the first one, I think I helped him play. Me and
third. Third probably,
no,
unless you played it online.
No, we played on the Switch.
You can't buy it, the first one.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure.
You know who you're talking to, right?
I know who you're talking to, but I'm pretty sure.
Just saying.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, watch.
I am, because we have 1 and 3, and he didn't like 3. I think it's 3. Oh boy.
Is that Console X?
List all the Luigi's Mansion?
Oh man. Sorry about that.
Mansion.
Console X.
Okay.
Luigi's Mansion console. GameCube.
Okay.
2001.
But type it and say,
Dark
is
Moon.
it available
It is. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Online. Yeah, you can get it online.
I have the card though.
No, you don't, dude. You have
sure.
Luigi's Mansion 3. Oh, you have the remake. That's different. It's not the same. And this is 3DS, by the way.
Okay.
But they did come out with a remastered.
Okay.
It is a different game. It's not Luigi's Mansion.
Okay, it's Luigi's Mansion remake.
Remastered.
Okay.
They added content and everything.
Yeah. So I'm right.
No. Okay. Wait. Hold on. And I think it's 2, isn't it? No. Wait.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 1 and 3. I have.
Switch. Oh yeah, see, this was a remake. The third one was for Switch. Yeah, it came out on Switch.
Yeah.
Dark Moon was
Yeah,
released for Switch. Boom.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
2.
don't have to.
That's 2.
I don't think I have to. I'm pretty sure it's 1.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty sure. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
No, here we go. Remake of Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube for the Switch. No such remake was released as of April 4th. You failed at life.
So I'm correct.
And should jump off the roof.
All
Okay,
right.
you gotta go outside, jump off the roof. It said. Grok said. I told you, I'm wrong. I don't know. What would you say? 0.001% of the time,
Yeah,
roughly.
A little bit less than
I
that.
was righter than Grok.
Nope.
I was righter than Grok.
Righter?
So I was righter.
More correct.
I was righter
Oh.
than Grok. Said that on purpose. Okay. Right. I can ask Grok. Grok, you know how many times Grok's told me thank you for informing me?
But you asked him Luigi's Manson. No.
That's true. Yeah. Charles is Luigi's
There is
Manson.
no relation between Luigi and
Charles.
No.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That
So
would be
anyway,
a fun game for kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I think boil
excited.
it down. It's going to be what it's going to be. Nintendo isn't scared. Nintendo isn't going to change the price. Nintendo isn't going to do anything that Nintendo doesn't want to do, no matter how much people get mad. And that's the bottom line. That's the way Nintendo's always done things, you know. There's, you know, there's some things that are gimmicky about it, yeah. But, you know, like the camera thing, I think is going to be real gimmicky. I don't think most people are going to use that. I just, I don't see it as being a problem for them. I think it's, you know, it's going to be another, just for what the Switch is and the improvements they made, it's going to sell. And that's it. At the price point.
What is the highest selling console of our current generations?
Oh, I
Switch.
would say, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would have said like PS1, probably.
No, of our current generation.
Oh, current generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know what the highest. I think it's Wii.
The highest sold.
Oh no, it might be PlayStation 2.
It could be. I thought I would guess PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1.
I think it's PS2. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
Always right.
Yeah.
But no, for this cycle, I believe.
the
DS
console
came
wars.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Switch outsold, and they did. They outsold both.
Yeah.
But I think we also outsold Xbox Play. No.
Yeah.
PS3. And then Xbox, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it was
remember.
Xbox 360 beat PS3. I think because PS3 wasn't.
Yes,
a
it was
big
very
deal.
expensive.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was faster. It didn't
just
have Red
was
Ring of Death.
Too expensive.
But it was $500.
Right. Yeah.
And at the time, that was a lot of money.
So the winners of the
Today it's chump change.
of the consoles have been, 1 and 2 were PlayStation and Microsoft 360.
Let's take a look.
The current generation, I would say,
Let's see.
Switch. Yeah.
Console sales winners per generation. Okay. It'd be cool if this broke this all the way down to like Atari.
No.
Okay. Wow. 72 to 77 Magnavox Odyssey. Wow.
Atari 2600,
okay.
second generation, third
Of course.
generation, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh, SNES. Surprise.
Oh, wow.
PlayStation.
Okay.
PlayStation 2. Wii. PlayStation 4. What? It's beat Switch out? Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah. PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5.
Wow.
As of now, wow, really? More than Switch, huh? Sony and Nintendo dominate. Microsoft, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, trading blows.
Switch,
So Xbox isn't even in the picture.
So since it's... Yeah, no, they've never...
I thought Xbox 360 outsold the PlayStation 3.
No, that's because of this.
Oh, because of the Wii.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Wii was
Xbox
that good
360, 84 million. Look, PS3, 87.4.
I didn't think that. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Wii
That was the only time there was a console war.
I didn't think that was that good of a system, to be honest. I don't.
Look at it. Dude. Winner, PlayStation 4. Okay. 117. Launch 2013, PS4. Okay. With the Nintendo Switch, 146.76 million by December 2024.
Okay.
Entering late Switch sales 8. Oh, okay, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, it is beating. Look at this. What is correct? What are they talking about?
Oh, it's because he split the Switch in between the
Yeah.
4th and 5th generations.
Who has sold more consoles?
Yeah.
PS5
Or the 9th generation,
or
8th and 9th.
Switch. There we go. It's Switch all day. By a
Oh
lot.
yeah, it's going to be by a lot. Yeah. Well, the PS5, they haven't been able to pump them out fast enough.
Well, whose fault's that?
No, it is. It's
65
theirs.
million. It's like, dude, they've
Yeah.
almost sold 100 million more units. But
and the Switch has been out for 8 years.
The year gap is large.
It doesn't even feel like it's been out that long.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's amazing.
It's nasty.
Time flies.
All right, we got one more to go, right? No, 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more. We got some fun stuff to wrap it up at the end of the show here. I found this awesome article here that will probably get Matt tingling here. It's our tab. So this was a declassified CIA file that was released that described an aliens committed revenge massacre after their UFO was shot down in Siberia. Amazing, huh?
Wait, what? Chilean declassified CIA file reveals aliens committed revenge massacre after UFOs. Yeah, right.
Wait, no, this is the Daily Mail, so take it for what it is. But
okay, I'm looking at the date here.
Yeah,
we have April 3rd.
Yeah. He's reading already. I can see.
Who turned an entire military into stone.
Yep.
According to the report, Soviet troops. I'm already, actually, I think I've heard this before.
Let's see. So let's
250-page top secret file acquired by U.S. intelligence agents. Eyewitnesses said 5 aliens climbed out of their wrecked craft, combined themselves into one creature, exploded into a burst of intense energy, and turned 23 soldiers into solid rock Medusa. And here's the file.
There's the file.
Russia International. One CIA official referred to the shocking battle as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures, a picture that makes one's blood freeze.
The agency added that the extremely menacing case proved that aliens who visited Earth posed weapons and technology far beyond the U.S. government's assumptions, suggesting they were already aware of the aliens' existence. The unearthed document, declassified in 2000, was recently the topic of AI or Evil podcast with Josh Hooper, revealed that 2 soldiers at the UFO crash site actually survived the encounter. So, eyewitness accounts. Crazy, huh?
The declassified CIA document revealed details of the alleged battle between Soviet forces and alien spacecraft, which ended in 22 soldiers dead. What is that?
That's an
during a training
image.
It's very bad. Subject to the document states paper reports alleged evidence of mishap involving the extraordinary tale was also published in Ukrainian newspaper. The incident with which a Canadian newspaper believed took place between 1989 and 1990 was only uncovered by the CIA after the fall of the Soviet Union's secret police organization, the KGB. The CIA document explained that the alleged alien craft was flying low and quietly above the Soviet unit while they were engaged in a training mission. Officials wrote that for unknown reasons, Soviets launched a surface-to-air missile at the UFO, sending it crashing to the Earth at the unit's position. That was not funny.
No.
A ball-like alien began to buzz and hiss before igniting into a brilliant white light. While the soldiers looking on, the ball of light erupted like a giant flare of energy, turning 23 of the 25 Soviets into stone poles.
Crazy.
Oh, okay. According to the Journal of Applied Physics, it is possible to use high-energy radiation or electromagnetic pulses to change normal matter into plasma, a form that's not liquid, solid, or gas.
Yeah.
In the report, the CIA described the aliens as short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes. Why are you laughing? Does it say it's a joke here somewhere?
No, it's not.
It doesn't say it's a joke.
No, it's
real. Why is he
real.
laughing?
It's real.
I've pooped.
Yeah. Because what are you going to do other than laugh?
Cry.
This is amazing, don't you think?
I think it's got something. It's the Soviet Union.
Well, yeah, but
So, like-
you pulled it so nobody can see it anymore.
Oh yeah, nobody can see this anymore. I'm sorry, I meant to do this right here.
So
It's been a long day.
let's pull up the original. See if Grok can pull up the original.
That's where Daddy's going right now. Okay.
pull up.
'Cause I don't just believe stuff I be hearing.
I thought you'd get a kick out of this.
Grok is this. Legit. Legit. Legit.
And you put the Grok is the.
Oh shit. Excuse my language. It's alien. Okay. I can't read web pages. That'd be hilarious. Allegedly.
5 aliens emerged.
It's a wild story. Naturally, it raises questions about legitimacy. Okay, here's what I can tell you based on the information and reasoning. The Daily Mail article published on April 3rd, 2025 claims it comes from the CIA document summarizing 250-page KGB file. We all know that they're trustworthy. Declassified in 2000. The story aligns with the known CIA FOIA document titled Paper Reports Alleged Evidence of Mishap Involving UFO, which does mention UFO incident in Siberia, citing the Canadian Weekly World News as its source. The document, so this is legit in terms of sourcing.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. So the Canadian Weekly World News and its American counterpart, Weekly World News, which I used to love reading when I was in line at the grocery store, is a tabloid known for sensational, and if you've ever watched Men in Black, truthful information. Not a credible primary source, obviously. And the CIA document itself doesn't vouch for the story's truth. It reports what it's claimed in external media. Okay. There's skepticism online. Some ex-posts label it as Russian propaganda or disinformation, though without solid evidence to back that up. The story's origins are murky and also appeared in 1993 Ukrainian newspaper. I'm not going to say that word because I don't know it, but no original KGB file. Yeah, he sounded pretty good there. He might be part Russian. We used to call him Zangief, it's possible. Primary Soviet source has surfaced publicly to corroborate it. The 250-page file mentioned isn't available on the CIA's FOIA site, only the summary, which leaves room for doubt about the full contents of its existence.
No, that's it. The CIA document is real, but
is the encounter real?
Maybe. We don't know. They say they found evidence when the KGB fell.
Yeah,
that's it. We don't know, but
without the KGB file, photos, or scientific analysis of the supposed stone soldiers, it's more likely a Cold War era rumor or a hoax that got amplified over time. The Daily Mail sensational take doesn't help. It's built on thin foundation. Well, it's kind of joking, a little bit. It's it's playing it.
The article is, but when you dig it down, it's a real CIA file.
Yeah.
And they're really taking it seriously.
Well, I'm scared. No.
Well, he says he can look at CIA Freedom of Information request archives for more context. Yes, please.
Sure. Sure, please dig into the CIA for me. That's great. Thanks, Grok. All right, let's dive into what I can uncover.
All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, boy. He's doing
a lot
of repeat.
Here's where it gets shaky. Okay, we already know that.
Right, yeah. Keep going.
World News and Infamous Publishing, yes, but...
No, we're talking about CIA, not the rest of it. Yeah.
Soldiers hiring some energy. No natural or technological process could instantly turn living tissue into stone. Petrification takes geological time. Yes, but...
It might not have been stone. Right.
It could have been a burnt freaking char block.
Husk, yeah.
Yeah, the CIA document exists, but it's thin summary. This is what they just told us.
All right.
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Interesting.
Thank you. Can you hack their server? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're interesting little...
bookmark that for later. I already got it. Grok's got it for me.
Grok's got it, yep.
Thanks, Grok.
Yep.
Oh, I just booked that. Okay, never mind.
That's
all
fun.
right, that
fun
was good.
Stuff. Yeah, interesting.
Not too bad.
So, all right, so it looks like Tab found some
one more thing.
mechanic fails compilation. He wanted us to go through and kind of check it out.
See how horrifying this is.
Yeah, see how bad it is. And
stupid. It might be completely dumb.
Yeah.
Instead of chat music this week,
switch it up a little.
We're going to switch it up a little bit, because there's no new chat music.
Yep.
Well, there is, but it's not one that I like. So.
No, gotcha. Okay,
let's check it out.
What did he do?
He did something bad.
What?
I don't really know how you...
He dropped something in the oil?
I mean, it exploded everywhere.
Oh, I think I know what happened.
Walks up to me and he's like, why don't we just put this tire back on? I'm like, yeah, tell me what's wrong with this tire. He's like, wires, but it's still...
But it still works, dude. That is a slick.
No.
Wow, bro.
There is nothing left, man. That's danger. Oh my, yep. Either he routed it wrong or the AC clutch seized something.
That's hilarious. Oh, find the air, buddy.
Where's the leak? He's got the rim out of the tire, and he's spraying it with soapy water, trying to find a bubble leak. But there's nothing to hold the air in. Oh my gosh!
This is what I was telling you. This is the short that got me to watch this.
Hey Trey, Volkswagen takes 12 quarts of oil?
It takes 12 quarts.
Look at your feet.
Said a Volkswagen takes 12 quarts of oil.
Oh, he forgot to put the oil filter in, or a drain plug or something.
You'll be back.
It's a lot of cleaning up. That's a lot of cleaning up.
We're gonna remedy this real quick. Okay, sorry about that.
Put that in the
folks.
wrong one.
Yeah.
Bring it over.
Today's
There we
top
go.
tip. Guys, don't be a mechanic. Find a different profession.
Looks like it's been hard on you, bro.
Vinny! Vinny, the door's locked, Vinny!
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh.
He's gonna blow up the diff, man. Oh no.
Well, that's not good.
Oh no, that's stupid. What are you? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no, you better back up. Yeah, watch him run. And then that's when you get, yeah, no. When somebody hands you something and takes a step back, then you don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh, what an idiot. He's not happy. Oh, dude. What a dummy.
No problem.
I think that's what the other guy did.
Me too. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, peed all over him. It's like that garden hose. It always gets you when it drops out of your hand.
Oh yeah.
Except this
You
one's
better-
filled with oil.
What are you? Nope. That's hilarious. Put his car up there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'd laugh too. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's
yeah, get out
sinking.
from under it.
It's
Yep.
slowly sinking.
Oh.
Lucky, dude.
Wow.
He's stuck on it.
Yeah, at least
a
he can
bummer.
walk, man. He could have killed himself.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh, my God.
What did you do?
This is bad, dude.
This is bad,
Get
dude.
it all cleaned up, all this. Get a razor blade, scrape this shit off, get it all off. Get old rags. Get it all wiped out. I don't want
On the
one
chain.
Oh, my God. Oh,
I told you.
Oh, the
outside of
rockers.
Outside of the block.
oh my gosh.
What's gonna happen when the oil eats the paint off? Where's it gonna end up, John?
Oh. In the engine. Oh, my God.
Pour from the side.
Oh, boy.
Pour from the side.
Oh.
Quick flick.
What?
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh. Special. Oh, this is always
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
Take it off already.
These kids.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, just yank on it.
Let's see. Pulling into
What's gonna happen?
stall.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, don't open all your toolbox. No, don't open all the
Oh,
drawers.
You're
Don't
dumb.
open. No, one at a time.
You're dumb.
That's it. Toolbox is bye-bye. Yep.
What an idiot.
You're dumb.
Oh, God. And, you know, everybody always...
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Everybody always fills.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
insane. Everybody fills their, top drawer with their
This is
socket,
gonna be
like
a
the heaviest
record.
tools,
Yeah.
right? Sockets, ratchets.
The fastest I've ever done this.
What is he doing?
Oh my gosh, can you do a straight line?
Oh,
Is that like bathroom
Straight
caulking?
line?
Y'all pretend like I do this every day.
I hope you don't.
I mean, that is quick. Just switch door panels on the
That's
new kid.
unbelievable.
See if he notices.
Switches door pan. Oh, it's the wrong car. That's funny. That's funny. It's like it doesn't match up. No, because that car goes to... Yeah, wrong car.
Oh, when you
Yep,
started it.
that's a vet. Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
And then that's where already, you can see me already telling me to shut it off.
Yeah, shut it off, shut it
Oh,
off.
you did, dude.
I did that once when I was young
Forgot
in
to
the
remove
car
the old
dealership.
filter.
No,
Yeah.
what happened with
Always
me?
check for that, right?
Yo, this is the battery I just
What I did is the one time I didn't check. You took the old oil filter off, and the ring, the gasket, didn't come off.
That's what happened to him.
Yeah, so
That's
when I
what
put
I'm
the
saying.
new one on, the
Two
one time I
rings.
didn't check, and
Double
you just
seal.
2 rings, double seal, and then you start it up and it's good. I got about 30 feet
So
out of
there's
the shop,
pressure.
and then and then I had a trail from the end of my stall all the way around the shop over to the wash bay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a big long trail of oil.
Yeah, I'm
it
sure
was a
you heard the end of
mess.
that instantly.
Oh, ever. Yeah, no, it took a couple years to live out. Yeah, it happens though. You
yeah.
got to check, man. You pull that oil filter off. First thing you do is turn it over,
Yep.
and you look, make sure that rubber ring's still there.
100%.
Yeah.
You go, what
a mess.
What?
What a mess.
It's on Friday. Oh, did you replace the?
What?
It had the plastic cap on it.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't see.
Makes good contact with the plastic.
Oh yeah, electric plastic. Oh, we had a guy who used to do this. He just kicked the things underneath.
Oh, you catch it, bro.
Yeah, catch it.
Super smart. Catch it.
He was lazy, didn't want to bend down.
Yep.
What? Dude, that thing's gonna break.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I was like scared.
What you need? The car won't start. I keep pushing the brake, and here's a push start, but it's not working.
What?
And he has 2 brakes. I don't know why he has 2 brakes.
Oh my god. Yeah,
How
it's
do you
too.
even get 2 brakes? Is that possible? What? 2 brakes. Which one do I push to start the car?
Oh my god.
This one. I just did that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, right here. Wow.
What a.
He's.
Tough.
I mean, he's young.
Yeah, he's never seen a 5-speed before.
It's crazy.
You got chalk the tires, bro.
What?
Collecting exhaust for emissions.
Yeah, that's hilarious. There's all kinds of tricks like this. You got to collect the exhaust for the emissions test. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Don't let it out.
Don't let it out.
They do a similar thing on construction sites. You send the newbies to collect the sparks, right? So you're sitting there cutting some steel, and he's got to sit there with a bucket and collect this. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I did something to
That's so funny,
I
dude.
did something similar to a parts lady once years ago, where she sometimes AC electrical was what I used to do, but it was slow. They'd give you extra work, whether you're reconditioning used cars or you were doing what's called PDIs. You'd check in the new cars, pre-delivery inspection. So when the new cars would come into the dealer, you'd check them out and make sure there's nothing broken and everything worked and everything. But I was doing a used car inspection. It wasn't even on a Volkswagen, but I had the paper and I brought it to her. And I said, hey, I've got a leaking radiator on this 1969 Volkswagen Bug that they want out on the used car lot. And she took the paper, and I forgot about it. And she came back, like this was probably like 9 in the morning when I went to the parts department. She comes back at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I'd forgotten about it. And she said, I've been working on this for hours.
Oh my gosh.
I called like 12 different parts stores.
Dude,
and
they were
nobody
probably dying.
They said nobody has a radiator for a Volkswagen Bug. And for folks that don't know, those are air cooled. They're air cooled. There's no coolant. There's no radiator. It was a mean trick, but it was still funny.
Yeah. That is funny.
Oh boy. How to say you've never worked on cars before.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What is
gracious.
Dude, oh yeah, you better step back.
Dude, what are you doing?
What?
It's like you've lost a lot of leverage doing that. What an idiot, it's round. What an idiot.
I have no idea what you just said to me. I mean, I understand the words that came out of your mouth.
I've never done this before, so I don't know. They told me to get this off of this Golf Sports Wagon and bring it to you.
Get what off? What Golf Sports Wagon?
This is the, like, on the tailpipe, the emissions from the exhaust into this face.
Look at his face. That's great.
That's great.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
Oh, I wasn't watching.
What?
Doesn't that look like Camaro?
No, it looks like a battery.
Oh my god.
Oh no, he drilled in a battery. What?
That's what the other guy was doing, right?
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I mean, you know what? Is that an engineer?
I think that's a Ford engineer. No.
Oh, that's funny. I said no right there. Okay. Smarter than me. Smarter than my kids.
Yeah.
Tell my kids.
There he goes. He got it.
Oh,
dude, look at that. He got it.
It's righty tighty, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta say water.
You gotta say water.
Say.
There's a foot bar, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, you press on now.
Trying
Water
to figure
now.
out how to get water out.
Oh my gosh. You could see he's a little young, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Dude.
You gotta walk up to it.
That's hilarious. What a poor child.
Oh man, I do a lot of these tricks. So when I was a younger father and my kids were young, I used to tease them and I said the radio was operated by hand signals. So they were in the back seat and they're like, "Dad, turn it up." I was like, "You got to tell it to turn it up." So I had the controls on the steering wheel, so they'd be sitting in the back seat. It's like, "You got to go like this." And they'd be in the back seat, you know, making all the hand motions. And I was like, "No, you got to go like this to change a channel." And they, you know, anyway.
Well, I've had
kind of funny.
Both of my daughters, my 26-year-old daughter and my 12-year-old daughter, they both know of the eject button, which is the recirculate button
Right, yeah.
in the vehicle. So they know not to ever touch that button.
You touch that button and yeah, you're going to get ejected out of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's a good one. The blinker fluid one is good.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
hilarious. Oh, figured it out. That's great.
What did you do? You're supposed to change the radiator. All you gotta do is unbolt a few bolts.
Oh, he's cutting it out?
And you're cutting the front end?
Well, I was gonna cut right here, and then right there, and then just pull the whole front end off. And then the radiator.
There's no way that's real.
No, it can't be.
Are you for real, dude?
I mean, you'd get fired immediately.
Oh, yep.
Oops.
It's gonna go viral.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
There is no better explanation
No.
than that.
There's like
Can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
There we are.
Hey, he fixed stupid. Wow. That reminds me of a story of the guy who was at a Home Depot. What the hell? He flipped it back over again. It never fit. Like there was a guy walking out of a Home Depot with a cart like that, with a hand cart in his cart.
Yep.
That he bought it with.
Makes sense.
So he was walking the hand truck in the cart.
Didn't want to get the
to
wheels
his
dirty.
cart. Yeah.
Don't want parking lot dirt on the wheels.
Right.
That's what he's doing.
And that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Sure, that was
Don't
all right.
forget to send
That
us
was all
your
right.
photos. And
There was some funny stuff there. Not some
Could have
funny
been way
stuff.
better.
Yeah, there was
But-
good stuff. Nice collection.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
not bad.
Oh boy. Well, if you've made it this long, that's about 3
We're sorry.
hours.
No.
3 hours of a podcast today.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
went long, so that's great. We appreciate you sticking around to watch. Two jokers comment about stuff on the internet. So if you have any questions, comments, please feel free. Leave them underneath. Send us an email, blacksmithtechguy.com. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're on X, all over the place. So obviously here on YouTube as well. So we're going to experiment with streaming, I think, here too in the next couple of weeks. So
Yep.
maybe we can get that going on multiple platforms as well. So we'd love to hear from you. And anything else? You got anything else to wrap it up with?
I don't. Yeah, everybody
right.
have a good one.
That's
Thanks
it.
for hanging around.
Thank you very much.
Later.
Have a good evening.